O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. You're tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Offense to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Friday Pablo in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zins Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zins Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show on the radio, the top's where we gonna go. Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, Big O. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk...
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Good morning. Welcome aboard. You know what? Let me do something here. Hold on. Did I do it right? Let's see. That's a little better. No, not good enough. All right. Hold on. Now it's better. There we go. A little more centered. All right. There we go. All right. Welcome aboard. Good morning on a ugly Monday, October 18th. Sean Stanley, executive producer by my side. And Sean, I don't know what's rougher, watching the Dolphins or working at 1210. I really have no idea what's worse, dude. I got to tell you, because Sean and I have been through some hell together over the last couple of years. It's funny. You know how they say that sometimes friendships are born from maybe some of the most difficult situations ever? Sean and I have forged the relationship in some of the worst situations ever. Because you know why? Because Sean and I look at each other going, okay, the only people we can count on is you and I. That's it. That's basically it. I guess that's why, you know what, Sean? I guess that's why everything's gone so smooth with us here on this show, because it's you and I actually driving everything. So, you know, it's nice to get all the corporate crap out of the way, and the clueless idiots too. That also helps to get out of the way, because boy, in our last couple of stops, we have dealt with a bunch of clueless idiots. But anyway, speaking of clueless idiots, how about Brian Flores and his freaking staff, huh? I got to tell you, man, when we talk about clueless idiots, we are talking about Brian Flores and his staff. Okay, gloves are off. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. It's over. Okay? I'm done with Brian Flores. All right? That guy just proves to me every effing week I can't defend him anymore. I just can't defend him. There's no defense with what's going on with Brian Flores. This is the worst coaching I have seen since Cam Cameron. Okay? In fact, from now on, he's Cameron Flores on this show. So Camflo, so I don't have to go with, Cameron Flores, So I'm going to go Camflo now. Okay? Because that's what he is now. He's Camflo. Look, Cam Cameron was as lost as I could remember a coach being. And right now, that's what I'm seeing from Brian Flores. That's what I see from Manny Diaz every week. They don't have an answer. And Cam Cameron, in that 1-15 season, players played hard throughout that year. because they had professional pride, not because it was instilled by the coaching staff or anything like that. And so right now, for me, the biggest issue I have is that Brian Flores doesn't know what the F he's doing. And to me, that's the disturbing part out of all. And I can't explain this. You can ask me, oh, what the hell happened? The guy I saw from the first 2 years to this guy, I have no idea. You know what I'm thinking? This is what I'm thinking happened to Cam Flo. I think what happened to Cam Flo is Tyler Hero. And I know some of you are going, huh? What's he doing? Is he drinking at this time in the morning? No, I'm not drinking. I'm not smoking any acid or I'm not snorting whiskey, drinking cocaine, as Pat Travers would say. Got that feeling, gonna drive that girl insane. Although the Dolphins are driving me insane. But I think Brian Flores pulled they both are the same dudes. Brian Flores was the dude in the bubble the first 2 years. Can't do anything wrong, no expectations, exceed expectations, yada, yada, yada. Here comes expectations, and he has fallen, his face right on the ground. I mean, he is wham, face first. Tyler Hero in the bubble, the second coming, the golden child. And then what happened last year? He believed all his paper clippings, got full of himself, and took a couple steps back, right? Now you watch him this year, he looks like he learned his lesson from last year. And I don't even know if Brian can learn his, I'm sorry, I don't know if Cam Flo can learn his lesson, okay? But, hey, listen, when you say, Chan Gailey, I don't need you, I'm going to put inexperienced offensive coordinators together, and I'm going to come up with this whole system because I'm going to come up with a new system. Oh, hey, Eric Flowers and the other lineman, I forgot the guy's name. I can never pronounce it. No, we don't need you guys. Ted Karras, we don't need you guys. We have 4 young and inexperienced guys that can definitely get it done with a journeyman. And you know what? I'm such a great coach. I'll teach and bring along a young offensive line coach. And I'm such a great coach that I'll bring along these offensive coordinators. Because as you know, I've reminded you at the podium, I scouted. Cam Flo right now is an embarrassment. I mean, if I'm Stephen Ross, I got to tell you, I'm sitting in his office this morning when he walks in. I'm going to go, hey, what's up, Cam Flo? You want to sit down here and explain to me what the hell's going on here? And then I want to see him, try to explain it. Because I got to tell you, I'm tired of the bullshit at the podium. Well, no, I got to coach better. It starts with me, and I got to this and that. And it's the same shit I hear from Manny Diaz. It's like, I don't want to hear this shit every week, dude. Your teams keep making mistakes every week. Your team doesn't play well. This is the worst coaching I've seen since Cam Cameron. There's no imagination, no creativity, and there's no solutions. That's the problem right now with Cam Flo. He's sitting there, and he's got one finger in his ear, and I don't know what he's doing with the other finger. Maybe it's hanging out with Urban Meyer's fingers, but he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. I mean, it's embarrassing, dude. I thought we were past this as a Dolphin nation. I thought we had the guy that actually figured it out. He looked like he knew, like he had his shit straight, man. His first 2 years. He looked like he was in control, pressed all the right buttons. And now he looks like a buffoon out there, dude. And he sounds like an idiot every stinking game. We got to correct it. And what's the garbage? I wrote it down. What was the oh, yeah, that they practice well every week. They're preparing every week. Well, how would you know? Because apparently you have no feel for what good preparation is, Cam Flo. Apparently you don't know what good practices are, Cam Flo. Don't tell me that they're practicing well when they don't play well. They're obviously not practicing well. And that's the worst part about it is you can't see it. When Omar Kelly is calling for you to move Austin Jackson to guard since like last year probably, and it takes you, 5 weeks to figure it out, it's embarrassing, dude, that the media and fans know more than you do at this point in time. That's how bad it is. And your experiment, so you get rid of an experienced offensive coordinator and probably one that you had, disagreements with because he probably told you Tua wasn't ready, and yet you still played him because it wasn't Chan's call. It's, again, Cam Flo. I mean, this is what it is. He reminds me of Cam Cameron. Absolutely freaking lost. No clue on what to do. No grasp on the situation. Look, yesterday, and we can agree and disagree on all of this, and that's fine, whatever. It's football, it's sports. We're going to agree and disagree. On the first fourth down attempt in the first half, the guy tries to draw them off sides, right? But he doesn't sell it. And, it's if you're going to try to sell getting a little bit over a yard, well, then bring Jacoby Brissett out like you did earlier where he threw a pass. But instead, this time, they don't know. They think you're going to do a quarterback sneak because you're bringing out the 6'4" quarterback, or you might throw it because he had just thrown it before. No, you keep Tua in there. You don't really sell it. So you then end up punting, which was the right thing to do where you're at in midfield. You don't want to give them any life. Play the field position. You were in the same position at the end of the game, and you went for it. With a team with no offensive line, with a team that you cannot rely on their defense whatsoever. And so you don't make it, and you give them the ball in midfield. When you had to, again, punt it. So both situations were mishandled. If you're going to, the first one, he didn't really sell it the right way. And then the second one, he made the stupid play, which go for it. No, you make them drive the length of the field. And then you hope that you can make a defensive play or turn them over or whatever like you have already in that game. It's really, Cam Flo for me has absolutely lost me. What the answer is, that's the other thing now. Okay, fire everybody. That's fine if that's what you want to do. But who's coming in? Who are you bringing in? I had some fun with that on Twitter yesterday. Nobody has any answers. It's really hard to figure out what GM you can actually bring in. You don't even know what coach you can actually bring in. And I got to tell you something. I know that this is going to cost Chris Grier his job because obviously he hired Flo. I'm not convinced it's a personnel thing. I'm not. I'm more convinced that it's coaching and everything else. Now, unfortunately, that's the way it's going to go for Grier because he hired Flo. And I think the worst thing that Grier did was give Flo too much power. So this is what's going to end up happening. And now, do I think they're going to fire anybody now? No, I don't. I don't think they're going to fire anybody at all. I think they're going to let them finish out the season. And then I wonder what happens in the offseason. That I can't answer. That I don't know what the hell, because I don't know what Stephen Ross is going to do. I don't know if he says, all right, well, let's chalk it up to a bad year, give them an opportunity to try to come back and fix it. Or does he clean house and start all over again? See, the problem is, I don't believe everybody's bad. Maybe Austin Jackson's bad. Maybe he'll never become a lineman. But I think there's other picks there that might be underperforming, but they probably could be playing really well with the right coaching. Great example is the offense. I don't believe this offense is this bad. I believe it's this bad because you have no coaching. Now, am I telling you that they could be the greatest show on turf? No, but they definitely could be better. And if they would have actually spent on the offensive line, they might have become a better team overall. But they didn't. And this offense, I mean, yesterday, Tua throws for 300 and almost 30 yards, 2 touchdowns, and intercept. He wasn't the problem yesterday. The problem are the people around him. He has no support from his offensive line coach, no support from his offensive coordinators, no support from his head coach. And personnel-wise, they made a terrible decision building that offensive line, choosing to go as young as they went. I mean, there's no defense with what's going on right now with the Miami Dolphins. There's none, dude. It kills me. It pains me to say that. I thought we were going to turn the corner finally. And yet, this is the shit we got to deal with again, man. It's unacceptable. It really is. Omar Kelly, by the way, is set to join us at the bottom of the hour. That's our only interview today. Victor Huertas, thank you, sir, for a little love on the super chat. Says, I think we should keep Greer and try to get KC's OC, but I don't know. They aren't that great this year. Well, no, KC's problem is not, it's not so much the, I'm not going to say like the coaching in a way. It's the attitude that has festered into that organization. You know, luckily they answered in the second half against Washington yesterday, but I've been telling you for a while, they're really good still, but they're not playing up to their potential because they're still full of themselves. Their Super Bowl hangover, they haven't overcome their Super Bowl hangover, put it that way. And that happens, dude. That happened to the great San Francisco 49ers teams of Joe Montana. I remember them winning one year, and then the following year, one of their championships, the following year, look it up, they had a crap season, dude, because they got full of themselves and they didn't work and they didn't have the same edge. And that happens. That can happen to great teams. That's why you watch Seattle. They should have won the second title thanks to Pete Carroll, but that stupid call then led to them kind of destroying that team because he lost the locker room and everything. And it just ended up destroying it. And that was a team that underachieved with only one championship. They should have won more. They were better than that. They were better than one title. So it happens. Now to San Francisco's, defense, they then fixed their issues and came back and won more championships. But it can happen to anybody. And for San Francisco, they're still in their Super Bowl hangover, man. That's the issue there. But see, the thing is, as much as I like Greer, and I think he can do a good job, unfortunately, he put himself in a terrible position by giving his coach so much power and influence. So it's going to probably end up taking him down too. I don't think he'll have the luxury of living past Flores. That's the problem. So I don't think he'll get that chance again. So I got to be honest. You know what I mean? So and I think they somehow or another, I still don't think that the owner's going to really clean house this offseason. Because then at 81 to restart again, and it's, it's kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to try to tweak this, I think. And maybe you're right. Maybe maybe Greer has to get rid of Flo. Maybe that's the best thing he does. I don't know. I don't know the answers now. And nobody has the answers because there are no coaches available there's nobody available that you can say, oh, for sure he'll turn it around. I had some fun with that on Twitter. See, that's the beauty of it. Most of you are all full of shit. You have no idea who to put in. One guy's throwing out Jim Harbaugh. Get the hell out of here with Jim Harbaugh. And then you come up with stupid shit like, oh, let's bring Polian out of retirement. Oh, let's try to, let's talk Dante Scarnecchia out of retirement. That's silly ass shit that isn't going to happen. Holmgren, I got also. Why? Because you got no answers. You got no answers. Oh, Brian Dable. Nobody knows if he'll be a good coach. He might end up just like Cam Flo, like Cam Cameron, like the late Tony Sperano, like Adam Gase. He might be the same crap. There's no proven anything out there that guarantees you that you're going to be successful. So whoever you hire, you're still throwing a dart on the board and hoping that it works out. There are no guarantees. There are no coaches available that you can say, oh, my God, we put this guy in for sure. We're going to win and take it to the top. None. I had fun yesterday on Twitter with it. And people were going out with answers. And, Doug Peterson, the guy that lost his team in Philadelphia. Like, okay, so that's the guy? Come on. Dougie Fresh. Thank you, sir. A little love on the super chat. Oh, another official entry into the Big O dictionary, Cam Flo. He hired only young coaches as they will be subordinate, submissive, and stroke his ego. So I'd like to add Cam Flo ego. There we go. Cam Flo ego. Okay. Cam Flo ego. I like it. I like it. And by the way, please smash the like button. We got over 300 people right now on the chat board, and thank you so much for tuning in, for supporting us. It means the world that you guys are doing this, and ladies out there supporting us. And I know we're all in the same state of frustration right now with Inter Miami and with our Marlins baseball team, with the Canes football team. I mean, the Panthers and the Miami Heat are our saving grace, ladies and gentlemen. It is a frustrating situation right now. Really is. Because there's no light at the end of the tunnel for the Canes, and there's no light at the end of the tunnel right now for the Miami Dolphins. God, I thought we were headed in the right direction. Man, was I way off on that. Holy crap. I thought these guys were the right guys. I thought Flo was the right guy. Man, it's so disappointing, man. So incredibly disappointing. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts because I want to see the Dolphins have success, man. And, I was talking about this on Twitter. I want to see it for all of you young fans. All of you kids that were young people that were born from the 90s on. Like, you don't know anything about good Dolphin football. Like, when you were a child, it was the end of the Dolphin era in the early 90s. From Jimmy on, it's been dog shit. The only bright spot is Taylor and Zach and Sam and all that, but they didn't win anything. But they gave us some entertainment, I will say that. But they didn't win anything. It's been bad, man. I mean, bad for a quarter century. All of you out there that are 35 and under, you don't know anything good about Dolphin football. It's terrible, man. I feel horrible for all of you out there. You deserve so much better than what you're getting. All of you that I saw traveling from all over Europe headed to the game. People that came from the United States and flew over to go to the game. Every one of you deserves better. It's pathetic to see what's going on. It's unacceptable. Big O, they could bring anyone else in to be bad and make bad calls. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's nobody really has an answer. You know, it's hard to imagine who you could put in there. Oh, what do you think about Ed Ogeron to the Canes? Michael, whatever, dude. I mean, is Ed Ogeron going to be able to do it all by himself? I think he won. He had Joe Brady. You think you're going to be able to? I think I think Michael. I think the problem with some of you Canes fans, you don't want to face reality. You keep playing the mental masturbation game, like you think they're trying to get themselves out of this hole. I got to tell you, it's fucking funny, man. It's fucking funny. The Canes fans are there's a section of you Canes fans, you guys and ladies out there, you're fucking hilarious. Seriously, you guys are hilarious. You guys keep thinking that they give a shit, that they're going to try. And they're going to buy a head coach and buy an offensive coordinator and buy a defensive coordinator. I mean, it's a joke. Why do you do this to yourselves? Have you watched the last 15 years? What makes you think anything's going to change? Seriously, what is wrong with some of you Canes fans? Like 15 years isn't enough? So you marry a woman, she bangs every man in sight behind your back for 15 years. Then when you get to that point and you have a conversation, can you be loyal to me? And you think she's going to be loyal to you? Seriously, like what is wrong with some of you Canes fans? You sit at night thinking that they're going to go out and get real coaches and coordinators? You actually think they care about winning? The Dolphins care about winning. They're incompetent. They're trying to win, but they're incompetent. That's the difference. The Canes are naturally incompetent. They will stay incompetent. That's why you get Golden and Shannon and Diaz. And if you fire Diaz, all you're going to get is another Golden, Shannon, or Diaz. God, some of you Canes fans, you're freaking hilarious. You really are. Like you still haven't figured it out. Freaking awesome. Bring in Mike Shula. For what? I'm sorry, I missed on what did he win? But Cappy the Penguin, thank you, sir, for the super chat. Mike Shula, forget it. Musa Hamadeh, thank you. No message, but love on the super chat. Thank you, Musa. They should clean house, but they won't. Best case scenario, they fire Greer and promote Marvin Allen to GM. And if you keep Flo in place, Flo's the biggest problem on the team. It's not Greer. Where Greer probably screwed up was hiring Flo and giving him the power. Greer should have actually hired somebody and no power. It's probably what he should have done. But, again, some of you don't see the obvious either. Like it's so influenced by Flo. That's the problem also on this team. I'm telling you, Flo is the guy that has like royally screwed up this team. Don't forget, by the way, you can also make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. We get 100% of the donation on Cash App and Venmo at Cash Big O Show. On YouTube, we appreciate it, but we only get 70. YouTube takes 30% of it, which is painful. They're rich enough. Musa does drop in another super chat. Musa, you're a beast, dude. Thank you. Get rid of Flo. Greer has to get rid of himself. Didn't you see number 9 get roasted all game? By the way, we don't even own our first-round pick. Fire Greer. Listen, I can't defend anything right now. There's nothing I can defend in the organization, unfortunately. I wish I had ammo to defend Cam Flo. I wish I had ammo to defend Greer. I can't defend anything. But I will tell you this. There's no doubt in my mind, Flo by miles is the biggest problem right now on the team. He's the guy that caused all this mess. As for Noah Igbenogany, let me explain to you who Noah Igbenogany is. And if you're a classic Dolphins fan, you are going to understand me. Young Dolphin fans, you're not because you didn't live it, unfortunately. And I don't even know if there are YouTube lowlights. And I call them lowlights because there are no highlights. Although, in his defense, I will give him one highlight. Noah Igbenogany is Paul Langford. I've seen this story before. Paul Langford was an exceptional athlete. Can run like a deer, run with anybody, and usually did. The only problem with Paul Langford on a consistent basis was he had no ball skills. He couldn't find the ball. He was right there with the receiver, but he was right there and getting burned every single time because he lost the ball. And when I'm watching Noah, I am watching Paul Langford. So I'm not sure if Paul still lives in South Florida, but the spirit of Paul Langford now lives, and it lives in the body of Noah Igbenogany. And listen, I like the fact that he got down and dirty, tackling and stuff like that. He got physical yesterday, which was good. That helped out, but he's terrible at coverage. And he has no ball skills. And I have no idea what they saw in him and why they were convinced that he would become a really good corner. Maybe he is. Maybe down the line it's going to take him a while to develop, but he's got to find the instincts for the ball skills because he has none. And anybody that's an older fan, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. But see, I know that he hasn't worked out and Jackson hasn't worked out. I'm not doing that with the quarterback. Quarterback, when you're surrounded by crap, it's hard, to actually make everything look good. If he had the proper help, that would be fantastic. But he doesn't. Andrew, it's Andrevius Shaw. Andrevius. Dude, if that's your name, that's effing cool, bro. I like that name, Andrevius. He says if we fire Greer and Flo and start over, we'll be having the same conversation 2 other guys in 3 years. We need some consistency for once. I mean, the firing and the changing hasn't worked, right? But then you argue, well, if it doesn't work now, if you keep it, does it continue to work? It's not like the Sprono situation got any better by keeping it. It's not like Philbin got better by keeping it. You know what I'm saying? It's Wanstead's situation did not get any better. It started good, picking up off of Jimmy, but then it started declining, and it wasn't getting any better. So that's the catch-22. ProBook Picks, by the way, who was at Sports Grill yesterday, and thank you for showing up, ProBook Picks. Appreciate you big time. Weapon X United. Big O, it was great meeting you guys this weekend at Sports Grill. The special grilled wings were fantastic, and great show as always. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you coming out. All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick break. Let's get into a little more Dolphins talk with Omar Kelly and the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report. That's next.
The Big O Radio Show is home for the hardcore Dolphins fan. That's why we give you Omar Kelly twice a week. Buckle up. It's time for the EJDeepConstruction.com Miami Dolphins Report, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show.
There we are. And there he is. Aha, he appeared. See, I'm also David Copperfield. I made him disappear, and then I made him appear. You see what I mean? That's a trick right there. All right. So it's a bonus on the show. A little magic, too, at the same time. I just wish the Dolphins had some magic. So let's you've had 24 hours to sleep on it. How bad is the situation for Cam Flo right now?
For Camp Flo?
Cam Flo. This is the worst coaching I've seen since Cam Cameron. So he is now Cam Flo on the show now. So that's his new nickname, Cam Flo. So how bad are things for Cam Flo right now?
One, I will not let you disrespect Brian Flores in that nature, because Cam Cameron was a joke of a coach. He had no business being a head coach. I won't even put him in the same conversation with Flores. Now, I don't think Flores is a great coach.
But right now, he looks like Cam Cameron. Right now, it looks like Cam Cameron. Okay, you can't tell me they're practicing great and they're not making any mistakes and they're doing all this in practice, and then in the game it's like completely polar opposite, because then you're making yourself look like an idiot, because then obviously you don't know what good practices are because you don't have a good feel for your team. That's Cam Flo if I've ever seen Cam Flo.
It worked in the second season. I don't even count 2019. You know how I feel about that year. It worked in the second season. It got to 10-6. What was the reason they were 10-6? It was turnovers. It was third down defensive success. It was efficiency in the red zone and early scoring drives, getting leads early. They were like the number one first quarter scoring team in the league. A byproduct of efficient quarterback play. You're getting none of that now. What you did get yesterday is you got efficient quarterback play, which is a step in the right direction. It's a starting point. We make excuses for all teams that lose their starting quarterback and oh gee, wow, even though a backup's supposed to be capable of leading them to victory as well. And backups are important. You need backups at every position. Backups for your top two cornerbacks just played yesterday. We got to give them a little bit of grace for the fact that they didn't play with Tua for a large stretch of games, for a month worth of games. He's back. He looked efficient. He looked good. He looked like he wasn't part of the problem. He made the offensive line better. First no sack performance of the season. Like
he made quick, because he's a quick twitch player. So
I watch quarterbacks. I watch quarterbacks evade pressure and sacks. They do it every Sunday. Everybody has to do it every Sunday. Now we got stuck with Ryan Tannehill, who couldn't do it for 7 years. That doesn't mean that that's the standard. Tua evaded pressure, evaded sacks, got the ball out, kept the offense on schedule, with the exception of his one interception, which I'll throw that into the New England game as well. You take those two interceptions out of his body of work, and clearly you can't take interceptions out of somebody's body of work. And he's probably one of the top-rated quarterbacks in the NFL without those two boneheaded plays, which you're just like, what are you doing? And he's a young player, so you're going to get the WTF moments. But he's not.
That happened. By the way, that happens to established quarterbacks, that they have a brain fart in the game once in a while. I mean, it happens. It's not but the idea is, were you the problem yesterday? And
no,
he was part of the solution yesterday. It's just he doesn't have enough support, man. I'm sorry.
No, I don't like that. I've lived on the philosophy, the mantra, the mentality of don't make excuses for mediocre quarterback play. And good quarterbacks make the talent around them better. Didn't he make that offensive line look better yesterday? And we know they're not talented.
Oh, but he made quick decisions. He's a
He
quick
made
twitch
he made
player.
Mac Hollins
Like,
look really good.
yeah, because Brissett is not a quick twitch guy. It takes him a little while. He's a little slower motion guy.
Whatever.
Tua
made the offensive line look better. He made Mac Hollins look like an NFL starter. He made Jalen Waddle score 2 touchdowns. He helped Mike Gesicki get his second 100-yard performance. He raised the tide of what's around him. Sure, we could sit here and we could say, hey, let's add more pieces, whatever. Let's get better offensive linemen. But that's the starting point. Now, the question is, can the other players raise their level of play, raise their level of performance? Can the defense get fixed? Hey, they held an opponent to under 100 yards rushing for the first time this season last week. Now,
right. By the way, one that averages 133.
Mm-hmm.
So they're actually half decent in the run.
We are taking baby steps, and I know Flores is not going to say that based on the fact that you lost to one of the winless teams in the NFL. You allowed Urban Meyer to release some pressure, but hey, I wrote in last week's column with the Sun Sentinel. You have 10 things that you need to fix, and I'm evaluating how good of a coach you are based on these 10 things. Well, a lot of them, I would say about 4 of them, they actually fixed and addressed in that game, and now didn't produce a win, but there's so many factors why you lost, but at least it's a step in the right direction that things are getting addressed and things are seemingly getting fixed.
Well, an example where Tua is not at fault, Gesicki's got to run those 2 routes to the damn first down marker. And that's on Gesicki, not on Tua. And these are things that would have changed the outcome of the game at times. When you don't do things like this, it just puts your team in a terrible position. And while Gesicki had a good game, he also has to try to, do a little better on those little things like that yesterday. That was frustrating to see that he did that twice.
I'd have to look at the game film. I mean, the coach's film to look at that. I saw one of the instances where he sat down in front of the cornerback because the quarterback sat on the sticks, which is what their coach.
When he on the out of bounds, that he tried to stretch out. He ran it short.
I don't remember which one.
Ran it short. He ran it short. He was going out of bounds.
He ran it short because the DB was sitting on the sticks.
Well, you know what you do? You run right into the DB and then cut. Use your damn body. You're bigger than he is. You got to get to the first down marker, dude. Find a way to get there.
You got to be tough for that, but I don't disagree.
You're a big body guy. Get in front of him.
Again, you got to be tough for that. You got to be tough for that. Like, you don't draft players who lack toughness and then ask them to do tough things. Come on,
He's
bro.
tough, dude.
Come on,
he
bro.
blew out his shoulder last year, came back and got a one-handed grab the following week.
The
guy's tough, dude. Just because he can't block doesn't mean he's not tough.
Let's not do this. Let's not do this.
No,
Mike Gesicki's a lot of things. He's a lot of things that are admirable. He's a lot of things that are respectable.
He's tough. Just because he's not a good blocker, that's separately from being tough. You can be tough and not be a good blocker, my man.
In any phase of the game.
What he did last year with that shoulder injury, and to come back and catch that one-handed pass, dude, that's balls, bro. That's balls. You got it, Omar. Come on, dude. What he did last year proved that he was more than tough.
No, sir. Gesicki and tough is not 2 words that I put together. It wouldn't happen.
That's just not fair, dude.
It would happen.
Now, you want to tell me Adam Shaheen's not tough? Now I give it to you.
Why would Adam Shaheen not be tough? He could actually block.
Because he gets nicked up every single time. All the time the guy's breaking down.
Listen,
I mean, he was breaking down in Chicago, breaking down here, and he barely plays. He doesn't even play the amount of minutes that Gesicki does. Now that is not. Now there's a guy either is not durable. Let's say, if you want,
he's hurt. Football is not meant for humans to play. They get hurt.
Okay, so Adam Shaheen doesn't even show up the following week with a shoulder injury, but Gesicki does.
No, it shows up with a knee.
Not only does he show up, he balls out and catches a nasty play one-handed with a bad shoulder.
Gesicki's a very talented.
Gesicki showed me the size of his cojones, and they don't fit in the damn building. He's a tough guy, bro. No. I like him.
You can like him. You can. Right. But when you don't pretend like, oh, why isn't this team tough? Why aren't they physical? Why can't they do X, Y, Z? Well, half of the teams got physicality limitations.
But that has nothing to do with the tight end position in today's NFL.
Your number one tight end can't block.
Well, Omar,
cannot block.
You make it sound like Gesicki's the only tight end that can't block in the league, and half the tight ends in the league can't block.
Some of them can get in the way. Mike, yes. You know what his get in the way is? Standing there holding his arms out. Like,
okay, that's fine, but some guys don't block. That's just the way it is.
Mike Gesicki had 100 yards, 160 yards. I'm going to let him have his day. Mike Gesicki is great. He's phenomenal. He's everything the Dolphins are not. But, he ain't tough. Let's not do that. Let's
you and I are going to disagree on that one. I think he's tough.
Let's not. Tough means the guy's in front of me and I can hold my position. That's tough. He cannot.
Tough is playing with a busted shoulder in the NFL, dude. That's tough. Tough is playing with coming back from fractured ribs.
Devontae Parker been playing with a busted shoulder all year. Would you say he's tough? Would you say he's tough?
I've been saying he's tough for 2 years, my man. The fact that he has fought through injuries to get back on the field at times, like when he got concussed the week before and came back and caught 2 touchdowns, that's tough. Yes, I know that he is not durable, but the dude is tough because I've watched him now finally come back from injuries the last 2 years, and I've been calling him tough on this show for a couple of years. I actually respect Devontae Parker's toughness to fight through the adversity that he's been through. Unfortunately, the Lord did not bless him with the kind of body that can be durable in the NFL. That's not his fault.
That is correct.
It is what it is. Most of us would break down in this league.
I know I absolutely would break down. I can't even run 2 miles without my knee hurting. So I don't even want to sit there and pretend like I wouldn't break down.
Yeah, I just think he's just got to be smarter and try to find that first down marker and, on those plays. Okay, so
I'd have to look at those plays. I really would.
Omar, the fan base wants blood in the water.
Always.
Certain media members want blood in the water too.
Who? Name them.
I don't know. Some of them probably are calling for firing, right?
I want a name. I want a name.
I don't know. You tell me.
Nah,
I don't know.
I haven't gotten any. Do I think somebody should be fired? Yeah. Who? I think somebody should be fired for as an example. I think a message needs to be sent. People aren't taking this seriously enough. And you can say whatever you want about the routine. Like, bro, change up your routine. Like, your routine sucks. It's not getting it's not getting the right results. Like,
no, I know.
So, and they are changing things that they're doing, but like, okay, give you an example. Andrew Van Ginkel. He's there.
He's MIA. He's on a
milk cart. He had a good season last year, and he's regressed. Okay. Sit his ass down. Like,
well, what do you do with Jerome Baker, who you're paying a boatload, and he also has regressed?
Oh, Lord. I don't know.
The 2 starting corners aren't playing, based on their salary. They're not equaling the production based on their salary.
They're doing their job. A lot of things impact their job, like the fact that you have no pass rush. I mean, there's nobody who's really doing great.
No, I get that. I get that nobody's doing great.
I can't sit here. Yeah, they got embarrassed by Tampa Bay and Tom Brady. OG, 3 Pro Bowl receivers, and the greatest of all time. Like, shame on you.
Yeah, it's not about those. It's about the Jags, the Raiders, and the Colts. And what other loss do we have? Oh no, that's it. It's about the Jags, Raiders, and the Colts. The Bucks and the Bills, while they were thoroughly embarrassing, I mean, you never really expected them to win those kind of games. But the other ones are the ones that really have put everybody over the top. And then yesterday, obviously, you give Stanky Fingers his first win. I mean,
wow. I think that you with the nicknames today.
That and Stanky Fingers.
How do you know it's stank? I'm just asking. Like, hey, maybe he likes the smell. I don't know. Like, listen.
Okay, but you just said it. It's a smell. It's not an aroma. It's not a fragrance.
I'm not.
You said it.
I'm not
Stanky
even
Fingers. So when you go down the cave, I mean, it's just things happen when you go down the cave. So I'm just saying, they gave Stanky Fingers his first win.
Hey man, right, he earned it. He outsmarted him.
Yeah, he did.
He earned it.
Yeah.
What you want? What like, bro? What? 10% of people watching that game saw that coming? 15?
Yeah, everybody on the Jacksonville side.
I don't even think Jacksonville fans saw that coming. Who saw that coming? Nobody. Brian Flores.
Well, I'm sure a lot of their media and everybody probably picked the Jags. Like, hey, this is the game we can win because Miami obviously.
I'm talking about that final play. Nobody saw that coming.
Oh yeah. Well,
he outsmarted him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he did.
Like, he did. You are like, props to you. You earned that. You earned that right there. And
now I don't think they're gonna fire anybody, but
yeah,
what's Stephen Ross going to do now? Because there's no way at 81 years old he's got to be incredibly frustrated with what's going on.
He is,
and obviously the clock is ticking on everything. You know what I'm saying? So. I wonder what's going on through his mind right now.
He is incredibly frustrated. But if there's one thing I know about Steve Ross, is that he believes in continuity. He believes in giving people time to do what they intended to do. He believes in building things right. Now, has this been built right? No. But this is the first time they tried to do it this way. And they ran into a hiccup. Year 1 success, year 2 success, year 3 colossal failure. Do you just scrap it all? And
that's the $1 million question.
And on top of that,
like there's an answer sitting there that you for sure will solve every problem. Like any of the answers out there are all gambles too.
Exactly. Here's my thing. Pittsburgh Steelers fires Mike Tomlin at the end of the season for whatever reason. I say, Chris Greer, Brian Flores, it was nice knowing you.
I know, but that's fantasy, and that'll never happen.
No. I'm just saying.
I know, but let's get to realistic. There is no shot Mike Tomlin ever gets fired.
Stop all this fire talk because Steve Ross is not going to do it. And I can tell you why he's not going to do it. Because he believes in continuity. He believes in giving people an opportunity to fix their mess. And he hates having this perception out there about him that he has a quick trigger or that he doesn't give everybody their due process or the opportunity.
He always has.
Exactly. So why would he change that reputation?
Right.
Guy goes from
and by the way, you use the worst example in the world. There is nobody more about continuity than the Rooney family.
I know this, but that's what Steve Ross wants to be. He just can't hire the right people.
Okay, we could dream about Mike Tomlin, but it's just a dream.
If there was some big czar out there like a Bill Parcells, and I'm just using him as an example, not that I enjoyed the tenure or that it was great or whatever.
Not the lazy Parcells. You're talking about a young Parcells, not the turd with shorts near his tits that we ended up getting. No,
he still built it the right way. Picked the wrong quarterback, but built it right way. And I can tell you right now.
By the way, wrong quarterbacks.
All right, that's
fair.
You
also chose Pat White too.
Pat White, yeah, that's fair. Listen, half of this journey is, do you have the right quarterback? My partner Dave Hyde always says 40% of their job is picking a quarterback, getting it right. Yeah. And we don't know on this one. As I said to you, as I continue to say, I fully believe in Tua. I am a Tua stan. I have two concerns that will not go anywhere: arm strength and durability. That's it. I do believe he's going to be great.
His arm, he's got more than enough arm to succeed in the NFL.
Right now.
What he needs is a real offense and a real offensive coordinator, bro. And actually has creativity, that he knows.
You had one last year and you dumped him because he didn't have a great relationship with him. So listen, everybody makes their bed and everybody got to lay in it. And that includes Brian Flores. You chose these offensive coordinators.
So is the Cam Flow ego getting in the way?
I don't know what that name is. I'm not going to mention Cam
Flow ego.
Cam, listen.
So is the ego getting in the way or not?
I would need time to think about that, because no, I seriously would. I don't mince my words.
Well, I mean, you kind of think about what's going on with the aforementioned offensive coordinator there.
He's already changed. He's already acknowledged he was wrong and changed his approach with the offensive coordinators.
No, I'm saying no. He was wrong for getting rid of the one he had last year. He probably should have catered to him.
I don't think he got rid of him. I think that guy ran away.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. You chased him away in a way, because if he told you, "Hey, Tua's not ready yet. We got to keep going with Fitz," but no, I got to get Tua in there, then
But you got to get Tua in there. You do. You did, and his development is better now because you got him in there. So, and while I did not support it at the time, I understand it, and I fully understand where the conviction was. Did it put your team in the best situation to win right then? No, but I think Brian Flores has always shown you.
The dude started against the Rams.
Yeah. He won that game, though. Game.
I know he won the game, and he also got slammed. And I was like, "Oh my God!"
He won.
Break him in half again.
Brian Flores has always shown you that he has the franchise's best interest at heart. He does what's in the best interest of the franchise. I can't tell you that's ego. Now, is he a difficult human? Yeah, hell yeah, he's a difficult human. He's an asshole. Let's be real about it. He's an asshole. He's an unlikable asshole. But that doesn't mean you're going to be a bad coach. That doesn't mean that you're driven by ego.
Right now, he's a bad coach. Right now, he's Cam.
Yeah, right now, he's a bad coach because nothing he's doing is working. And
say it with me. He's Cam Flow right now.
No, I cannot say that. I cannot put not even close.
Sean, let's put some effects here on it.
I'll put Joe Flow.
Cam Flow.
Joe Flow. Don't compare him to Cam Cameron. Don't do that. That's not fair. That's not respectable. Can't do that.
Well,
that guy was a joke.
They're not playing respectable right now.
All right. Joe Philbin's team. Plenty of Joe Philbin's team didn't play respectable.
They lost to a guy whose game plan is trying to find a cave to hide his fingers.
They started 0-7, and people like you wanted to crown him because he won 5 games, or really Fitz won 5 games on a team that was supposed to be tanking. And you wanted to crown him. Now all of a sudden, shit ain't working.
And I was impressed last year with 10 wins, too.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, all of this impressive shit that he does means absolutely nothing because his team sucks.
And because he sucks, because he's the one that created this mess. Right? He got rid of Chang Daly, scared him off. He said, "No, I've got an experienced O-line coach." Not. I've got experienced offensive coordinators. Not.
Hello.
Of course, it's a great idea. We go 4 young linemen and a journeyman to protect our injury-prone quarterback. Yeah, we're fine. That's Flow.
Listen. They, as an organization, made a couple of bad decisions that have snowballed and led to a horrible start. Teams losing confidence, lost their starting quarterback, Offensive line's playing like shit. Wide receivers are hurt every minute. You knew that when you signed them, or when you kept them, or when you extended them. Listen, things aren't going their way, and it's a tough start. The question is, can they dig themselves out of this hole? Like, and I don't believe they can.
No, you can't. No, it's a terrible coaching staff. If they're
No,
terrible,
they weren't terrible.
no, it's a terrible coaching staff. It's a nobody's playing well. Oh, not special teams, not offense, not defense. There's no improvement anywhere. They cannot be reliable anywhere.
Same coaching staff as last year.
They make mistakes on all sides of the ball. There are key penalties every single game. There is not one shed of proof that they have a coaching staff that knows what the hell they're doing right now.
Last year's the proof that they need. It's not happening.
Yeah, maybe I'm starting to think that the more of the veterans that you had on the team helped you kind of overcome all of that. And now that you took out a lot of that experience, including on the coaching staff, because obviously you lost experience in Chan Gailey, this has kind of hurt you in a big time way all over the damn roster. Right now, it's young coaches looking at young coaches going, what do we do? What do we do? And they've never been in these situations, so they don't have any answers. Now it's young players looking at young players going, what do we do? What do we do? And we've never been in this situation. There's a lot of
veteran coach on the staff. And there's no veteran coach on the staff.
Right. Except the head coach. The head coach is the only real veteran coach.
He ain't a veteran. I'm sorry.
I mean, he's not a veteran head coach, but he's a veteran coach that he's been around for a long time.
No, sir. You ain't got no braids in that beard. You ain't done nothing.
I get it. I get what you're saying. As a head coach, he hasn't done anything.
No, there's nobody he can lean on. I get what I agree with you. There's nobody he can lean on. Like
where you're not picking up on is he was a defensive coordinator, a successful defensive coordinator. None of their other coaches have ever been great offensive coordinators, great offensive line coordinators, great defensive coordinators, great special teams coaches. They've never had success at the NFL level. Flo has had some, but still, from top to bottom, coaching staff and roster, there's so much inexperience that it's impossible to get out of these kind of messes because they can't lean on anyone for any kind of guidance whatsoever. And Flo is not Belichick or Saban that he can train all his young coaches and develop them and all that kind of stuff because those are guru-like coaches. He's not that guy.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I agree with you I think he's lacking a veteran coach and somebody to lean on and give him wisdom and guidance.
Yeah. The Jim Caldwell thing was crippling to this organization because first of all, he would have been the best head coach on your roster, better than Flo, obviously, because he's proven he won. They had no business firing him in Detroit. He's the best coach they've had in Detroit for over 20 years. That would have been awesome. And he would have been able to guide the offense too, because he's proven, dude, he's done it. What a shame, dude. What a shame. That Jim Caldwell move. That's the key to all these young coaches when they take over. They got to have a couple of those old vets that have been through it all that can help them, dude. If not, that's the thing with Flo. He doesn't have anybody that can alleviate any of the load. Nobody.
I don't disagree with you.
You know, he's got to now be the truancy officer for offense and for special teams and for defense because all of his coaches are unproven. Whereas when Sean McVay took over, the first thing he did was he brought Wade Phillips over. So he's like, okay, all I got to do is worry about my offense. Wade is an effing legend. Let him worry about the defense, and I don't have to worry about it. That's what young coaches need to do in this league. They've got to have those kind of veteran coaches. And he had it. Unfortunately, Caldwell ended up getting, whatever happened in his personal life, unfortunately. By the way, I know he's like a consultant. What happened to him? Do we know?
I don't think he's a consultant with the Dolphins. In fact,
no, not with somebody else. I think he's consulting.
Yeah,
I forgot who it was, but I want to say
I'm trying to look it up right now. Because he could have returned, he chose not to.
Right. But he took maybe because health wise, he probably it's a stressful job. So
yeah, he's not working. So
yeah, no, he's not working. He's consulting. That's a whole different ballgame. So unfortunately, and that's the thing too, with everybody wanting blood and
we'll wrap with COVID, like
right, and who knows what his health issue is. All right, we'll wrap it up with this. With everything going on, and they want blood. What happens here? Oh, what do you tell the fan base? Is it status quo for the rest of the year, and then they'll probably address whatever they're going to address in the offseason?
Put your head down and work.
Right. Yeah, I figured.
And I think you put your head down, you work, you're patient, you watch the final product. You're not going to get blood. Steve Ross isn't going to give you blood.
No, I agree.
That's not how he rolls. That's not how he operates.
No,
what you might get is everything that Chris Grier has done in one off season or in 3 seasons being a failure will cost him his job. But even then, the one thing I like about this situation is Steve Ross has been in all those meetings. Steve Ross has listened to all the thought process. Steve Ross has read the draft reports. Steve Ross has been there when people were advocating for who. Steve Ross has heard how much you want to pay this player because he's going to fill this void. Steve Ross has heard how much Jalen Waddle is going to impact this offense directly. Steve Ross has heard it. Steve Ross has heard why we want to trade our draft pick and not the 49ers draft pick to the Eagles. Steve Ross has heard, and he knows who did what. And that's always going to be my saving grace, because a lot of people want to say, oh, these are Brian Flores' players. That's you. A lot of people want to say, oh, well, Chris Grier's done a horrible job running the organization and running the franchise and doing this and doing whatever. You know what? We don't know, because it was a collective together. They worked together. Now, the question is, yeah, somebody advocated for somebody more than the other. Who said Austin Jackson was going to be left tackle? Steve Ross knows.
Yeah.
And hey, when you come down, I think you look at it from his business acumen and where he specializes in his projects. And let's say you're building a building and 10 things go wrong. You hold the contractor responsible for those 10 things, right?
Of course.
And you say, when are these things going to be fixed and how are they going to be fixed?
Right.
And you listen to the report, whether you like it or not, it determines whether or not you fire them and go get a new contractor.
Right.
You know, we deal with this. With the EGD is going to do my repairs here for my kitchen, and you set a deadline. You have expectations, and you move forward. Steve Ross had expectations.
Yeah.
The project.
We all did.
The project is bust.
Yeah.
Now you got to figure out. You got to see how it finishes out. You got to see what problems get fixed. He's listening to Flores on how he's going to fix the problems, and you evaluate it at the end of the year, man. And you see how it pans out. If this quit, I think the only chance Flores has of not being retained is if the team quits on him, and I think they're close.
Well, they didn't quit yesterday. They played hard yesterday.
They didn't quit yesterday, but they're close.
They're incompetent, but they're not right now. I'm not seeing a quitting team. That I can.
They're not quitting. They're not quitting, but I can tell you they're close. They don't believe.
Yeah, they haven't quit, but yeah, they're. We'll see. I mean, I don't know.
But you know what? When you don't have a belief in the things that your organization like, how do you get outsmarted on the last play of the game? That's your job.
Right, and those are the things that end up. Yeah, that's how you lose your team.
That's how you lose your team.
Right. Those are the things that if they continue to mount, then I'm with you that you'll eventually lose your team.
But
yesterday he didn't have a team.
No. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that they quit on him. I'm not saying that they're going to quit on him. Like, to me, you got to play more than Mac Hollinses. You got to play the guys that are going to run through a wall for you and set the tone. Who's out there setting the tone for this team?
I've been wanting Mac Hollins on the field for a while. I want Kirk Merritt on the field. Okay?
Yeah, no. You've gone too far there.
If you're going to give Albert Wilson time, give me Kirk Merritt instead of Albert Wilson.
Oh, here we go with the Albert Wilson slander. Listen, think about it. Who out there is setting the tone for the Brian Flores team? Who looks like they're playing for a Brian Flores team?
That's what I'm saying. Get me Kirk Merritt to set the tone.
I can't. I just can't.
Jakeem Grant had a good day returning yesterday for Chicago.
Where?
Yeah.
What did he do? A
couple of returns. You can go check it out.
Listen, I think you bullshitting me. I'm looking it up right now.
No, he did. He had a couple of nice returns. He had a nice average yesterday. He did. I watched a little bit of the.
Shit. Okay. 3 for 83. All right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Look at your key.
Coaching.
Whatever. There was nobody. Listen.
Coaching.
Whatever.
Maybe they got a better special teams unit in Chicago. I saw him return a kickoff yesterday. Okay. I was like, they don't return kickoffs. Well, once in a while, if it lands and you're able to return it, he returned it to like the 30-something.
Jalen Waddle returned a kickoff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It happens. I know it's not as common as it used to be, but every once in a while it happens and you return one. So I'm just saying, I saw it yesterday. I would go, let me go see how my boy's doing. And he actually had a good day yesterday. So, I root for him. He's a good kid, man. I hope he does well.
No, I can't say he's a good kid. He's a nice.
He's a good kid. There's nothing wrong with him. He's not a bad dude. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever.
You're brutal. By the way, folks, smash the hell out of the like button there. You can catch Omar Kelly a couple times a week here with our EJDconstruction.com.
The team has 2 catches on the season for -7 yards.
Yeah. No. I'm not defending him as a wide receiver. Just use him on special teams. That's all I say.
Yeah.
Weapon on special teams. So watch him do well there. It's just so Dolphins. I'm just saying. It's just one of those things.
I saw Caleb Ballage playing for Pittsburgh. I was like, what the bleep?
Yeah, he's still in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's still in the NFL. Yeah.
Just because they're trash for you doesn't mean they're trash for everybody.
Yeah, no. Sometimes people will find a spot for them. Just the way it is. By the way, you're too young, but you could go back and check out the highlights. Noah Igbenogany is Paul Langford. Okay? That's it. That's all I got to tell you. Same exact dude. Exceptional athlete. Can hang and run with anybody because he runs like a deer. He'll just never find the football. He is Paul Langford if I've ever seen Paul Langford, bro. I'm telling you. It's crazy.
Paul Langford doesn't even come up as a football player.
I know. Yeah, well, no, it's Langford.
Langford. That's what I got. Langford.
Okay. Okay. All right. Miami Dolphins. There can't be any highlights or lowlights. He does have one highlight. I'll give him credit. Kansas City playoff game, the new stadium. He knocks down the ball in the back of the end zone. That was the only play Paul Langford ever made in his career. Number 44, I believe. I'm correct. 44 in your heart. 44 in your heart. You're not even going to find lowlights on him. As always, you're a stud. We will catch you later on in the week, my friend. Thank you.
All right. Talk to you later.
You got it. There you go. Omar Kelly. G-Firm, by the way, thank you on the super chat. He says, I feel your pain, Big O. I'm with you. Damn it. I lost the super chat. But thank you. I appreciate it. I couldn't read it all because it's already gone. Wonder if I can get it here on this one. Let me see if I can find it here. No. It's like a certain amount of time you have, and then you lose the super chat. And just so I don't lose it again, 50 Cal, going into the season, I thought Tua was our main question. He's been answering those questions, but everything else went wrong with the team this year. I'm with you, 50 Cal. Tua is not the problem. All right. Thank you for the super chat. That was Hour number 2 of the program is next.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Offense to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Fly Pablo in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All right, welcome aboard. It's hour number 2, so we will take you for a couple of more hours and talking a little more frustrations, which, of course, is the Miami Dolphins after their 23-20 defeat. I mean, we don't get a damn break here. The Canes end up losing to North Carolina, and, they lost Cam Harris now for the year, so he's out. They made a nice comeback. I got to give them credit. They made it a game. The defense started to figure out UNC, but in the end, the mistakes were made, the penalties, and once again, turnovers, penalties, undisciplined, same old. And then you end up losing in the end with that terrible turnover. And it's just so many Diaz. When you're not a good team and you just end up losing in all kinds of forms and fashion. And I know because we've been following bad teams down here for a while now. And we see them lose in every way possible because they don't have leadership. They don't have guidance. And that's the problem that goes on with these teams. And they don't have that on the Dolphins right now. And I got to tell you, with Manny, this has been going on from day one with him. So we know he can't coach for shit. So that doesn't matter. But with Flo, that wasn't the case the first 2 years. And that's, to me, the more frustrating part about the struggles with Flo. This doesn't resemble anything like the guy we saw the first 2 years that was confident on the sidelines, that was cocky, that was well prepared, that his teams weren't making mistakes. I can't even what's it called? I can't even figure out who the hell this is on the sidelines right now. And then the frustrating part is this the guy for real? This is the guy that we have? Or is it the guy that we saw the first 2 years? Frustrating, man. Really frustrating. Inter Miami is a disaster. They lose to Columbus. They've lost 6 in a row. They've been outscored 16-1, 4 consecutive shutouts. You know what it is to be outscored 16-1? I don't know who's more pathetic. The Canes, the Dolphins, or Inter Miami? You pick. I don't know which one's more pathetic. But all three of them are embarrassing. They're all three disgraceful. I mean, it's just, thank God for the Panthers and thank God for the Heat, because that's really our saving grace in the world of sports here in South Florida. The Dolphins have already ruined their season. That's it. The only thing left here is that we see Tua play, from here on out for the next 12 games, that he plays a lot like he played yesterday and even better, and that at least maybe we feel better about the damn quarterback position. I know some of you have given up on Tua, and that's fine. If you want to give up on Tua, that's good. But I haven't given up on Tua. I don't think Tua is the problem. I don't think the players overall are the problem. Maybe a Jackson and an Igbenogany aren't going to make it. But most of the other guys are starting to show something. Jalen Waddle, I like Jalen Phillips. Christian Wilkins I think he's turning into a really good game. Some guy called himself Paul Langford and sent me a super chat. He says, "Don't know what Big O had for breakfast today, but he's on fire." Well, thank you, Paul Langford, for sending in a super chat. But anyway, just this team, it's just so frustrating to watch what's going on with this team right now, that that's why I'm frustrated, because I know, okay, look, Jackson, maybe he could turn into a guard, but let's just go with, okay, he may not work out as a first-round pick. Let's just go with Noah Igbenogany, which he still may turn out to be a good player, but let's just say for craps and giggles, right? Well, I start looking around at some of the other guys, and I say, okay, well, Jalen Phillips is looking all right. Jalen Waddle is looking all right. Christian Wilkins is playing pretty well, right? Let me see who else out of some of these young guys that they've got. There are guys that are showing some signs, right? Not where you want them to be, but at least they're showing some signs. And so this is why I think coaching is the real problem here. And when Miami can't keep a Eric Flowers on their team, and he goes and excels in Washington, then I got to blame the coaching for doing something like that. But there are players. I mean, you found the Mac Hollins off the street. The guy's productive. He can help you out. Jalen Waddle's playing well. Eichenberg, I think, has some talent. He's green. He's a rookie. But I think you can build on something there. Robert Hunt, I think you can build on something there. Tua, I like what I've seen from him. I like what I've seen from Mike Gesicki. I can't blame the rest of the offense for Mike Gesicki. I might be a little pissed that Mike Gesicki didn't run 2 of the routes the right way to get first downs. Like I said, Christian Wilkins, Emmanuel Ogbah has given you great effort this year. I don't know what the hell happened to Jerome Baker. I don't know what happened to Andrew Van Ginkel. And he's a 5th-round pick that was looking really good in the first and second years. I don't know what's going on with him. So you have some guys showing some sign of life. You have some veterans that are struggling. You have a team that is struggling. And you have a coaching staff that can't figure it out. And to me, that's the problem right now. It's Cam Flo and his staff. Because Cam Flo can't figure anything out right now. And when Cam Flo stands out, out on the podium and tells me that they're practicing well and they're doing all this well, and then it doesn't translate to the games, that tells me you don't have a good feel for a good practice right now. Because you're not preparing them good enough to win these games. And if I see players leave here and excel somewhere else, I have to blame the coaching more than anything else. He controls the 53. He chose not to want Ereck Flowers on the team when Ereck Flowers was one of your better linemen. Now, if you have a shitty offensive line coach coaching up Ereck Flowers and everybody else, maybe it doesn't help out Ereck Flowers and everybody else. Anybody ever thought of that? So Ereck Flowers goes to Washington, where they probably have a better offensive line coach and plays better. And if Jakeem Grant goes to Chicago and is not dropping any balls and is returning and playing well for Chicago, then who do I blame? I mean, you saw Omar Redditt, 3 for 90 yards? It's not a bad average. So why can't he do it for one team and he can't do it for this team? What is it about this team? What is it that players aren't prepared? And why is it that players make mistakes? And why is it that players are underachieving? And why is it that they lose? You got to ask yourself that question. You got to really wonder. And we've been watching this for years now. Players leave here and then they go excel somewhere else. Mike Pouncey's done. Well, no, he goes to the Chargers and is productive for a couple of years. Wow, I wonder why. This is the kind of shit that goes on, and it's been going on for a long time with different staffs. Players leave here and they excel in other places. Yeah, look how Kenyon Drake is doing for the Raiders. For everybody, for anybody he plays. He was more productive for Arizona than he was for Miami. Why? Why didn't Adam Gase ever use him? Don't blame the GM. You know what I mean? The GM picked the player. Obviously, he's pretty good because he's going and excelling somewhere else. So, what coaching staff do you have? Can you say the Dolphin coaches this year are maximizing this roster? No way. Cam Flo and his staff have been so bad, it's not even funny how bad they've been. Drake is better than any running back we have now. Is it time to move on from the IR receivers? Dolphins have players that are healthy. Radically, yeah. I have no problem. I'm tired already of the guys that can't stay healthy. Get rid of them already. Get them the hell out of here, bro. Seriously. Billy Turner's a starter at Green Bay now. I know. That's my point. It continues. That's why I'm not so quick to give Grier the hook. Now, Grier may end up falling on the sword because he hired Flo and he gave him a lot of power. And I think that's where Grier screwed up, unfortunately. And he may not survive it. The reason Grier gives Flo more power is because Grier does not have the confidence nor the capabilities of making those decisions. He's not good enough GM. Both Flo and Grier are not good. I mean, whatever, bro. I mean, you can create whatever narrative you want at this point. And, we're all guessing. I'm such a baby since the Dolphins make me cry. Big O song chorus. Yes, I know. Could Dolphins have Najee Harris? So disappointing. Miami was more concerned about the optics of drafting a running back at 18. Is that what the whole thing was? It's the optics? That's what it was? The optics. Or they wanted a pass rusher. They do need a pass rusher. If Jalen Phillips turns out to be a pass rusher, it actually becomes way more valuable than Najee Harris. And Harris behind this offensive line, seriously, do you think, put it this way, do you think Najee Harris is Barry Sanders? Okay, then I'm with you. If Najee Harris is Barry Sanders, that he can run behind any line and make these incredible cutbacks and spin moves and everything, and he's untouchable, then that's fine. But last time I checked, that's not Najee Harris's game. Najee Harris behind this offensive line would do nothing, and the same guy right now asking for Najee Harris would call Najee Harris a complete bust playing on this offense. And knowing Flo, he may use Gaskin and Najee Harris and only give Najee Harris like 8 or 9 carries. And then people are going, wow, he's not that good. He sucks. Well, maybe it's not him. Maybe it's the coaching. Big O, do you think they want to sell tickets more than winning? No, it's incompetence, guys. Okay, that's all it is. They're incompetent this year. They're not getting it done. That's all. The owner wants to win badly. He just hasn't been able to put the right people in place. Flo wants to win badly. He's just not getting them in line to win and made terrible decisions to set up his team this year. And Greer, well, Greer's now paying the price for hiring Flo and giving him that much power. That's the reality of what's going on, unfortunately. But they all want to win. Not one of them is giving up and not trying or any of that bull crap. It has nothing to do with that. They should have drafted both UMDEs. Well, they couldn't, sir. Unless you're going to take them at 6 and 18. Right? I think, where did the other one go? Did the other one go by the time no, not the second round pick, right? Let me see. I got to check it out now. Let me see, sir. Let me see here. If you are correct, could they have taken both? But now the difference is, remember, they run a lot of 3-4. Gregory Rousseau plays in a 4-3. So that's where it would be. I think he went in the, was it late first round or early second round? Wasn't it? Let me see. Rousseau, first round. So no, they wouldn't have been able to. Not this past year. They had 2 picks in the first round, correct? I think if I'm correct, I don't know, I might forget. But I think it was late first round. So you really only had a shot at 1. Let me see. Yeah. First round, they picked him 30th overall. So they would have had to have gone 6 and 18 with the guy. And remember, again, they run more 3-4. So that puts Rousseau in a different situation than what he is in now. But I listen, I love Gregory Rousseau. I'm a Rousseau guy. But I understand why they drafted Jalen Phillips, because of their scheme. I lost hope when they drafted Charles Harris over TJ Watt. Yeah, of course, because you knew TJ Watt when the draft was rolling around and he was coming out of Wisconsin. You were sure that he was going to lead the NFL in sacks. I got you, of course. Maybe you should get a job as a GM. Be honest, did Flores ever strike anyone as intelligent? Fitz combined with players playing for jobs bailed him out early on. Well, right now he's not looking smart. He looked smart early on, but that's what happens when you win, and that's what happens when you lose. When you lose, you look like Cam Flo, and that's exactly what he does. He looks like Cam Flo. Big O, on a better note, how was Sports Grill yesterday? It was great, man. It was fantastic. I want to thank all of the listeners that went yesterday. You guys packed it in. I was so proud of you. I appreciate it. I love you all for supporting the hell out of us in this show. It's meant a lot. I know it means a lot to Sean and myself. We kill ourselves every day to put this thing together and put together the content that I think South Florida sports fans want and need. And I really, really, from the bottom of my heart, and I know on behalf of Sean, thank you all out there for showing up yesterday. We had a great crowd at Sports Grill. It was a lot of fun. It was great to meet a lot of you out there. That was really, really cool to put some of the faces to the names on the chat boards and sometimes on the super chats and all that kind of stuff, or the text line and that kind of stuff. I haven't answered the text line. I would imagine the text line is over freaking flowing right now. And I probably will do it after the show where I will answer a bunch of texts. Although I should answer some of them now, like today, some of the early ones that are coming in, because I'm sure, let me look at it now. Yeah. It looks like there's about 100 of them. I got a lot of work to do after this, reaching out to some of you out there on the text line. But thank you, 855-912-1056. And thank you all out there. Please smash the like button. It's very, very important that you guys smash the like button and support us. That gets the algorithms going, and it puts the show out there to more people for more to see it. So please, we got over 500 people right now on the chat board. Please smash the like button. It is really, really, really important that you do that. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll know if Sean posts a new press conference, Cam Flo, Spo, whoever it is, Coach Quinville, you name it, whatever coach is going on. Maybe Coach Neville wants to bitch and complain about something. We'll put that on there too. So whatever's going on in the world of sports, Tua's talking, Tyler Hero's talking, Jimmy Butler, we get those press conferences and put it on our Twitter page at Big O Radio Show. So please, appreciate you out there. Seti Alpha, thank you. I saw you yesterday out there at Sports Grill. Thank you for showing up. Very, very nice of you out there. Very kind. Kelly Ramos says, Big O, you were a serial excuse maker when Omar Kelly and a lot of fans were telling you that this year's team wasn't good. You fought it, made excuses saying, have patience. Yeah, I don't want to quit that easy. I'm sorry. I apologize if I don't want to be firing everybody. And I'm still not really into firing everybody right now, to be honest with you, as frustrated as I am, because I don't know if it's going to get any better. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know what to do. I have no idea. And there's nothing out there right now that you can tell me that'll make me feel like, oh my God, that's the answer. Nothing. Not clown ass Jim Harbaugh that some of you bring up, not Doug Peterson that the team quit on, not Louis Riddick at GM, who's as unproven as they come. He's just a great soundbite. There's nothing out there that guarantees any success whatsoever. All that's guaranteed almost is that 2, 3, 4 years from now, we'll be firing whoever you mention. There's nothing out there. That's the problem I have. That's where I sit there and I go, okay, where do you go now? And it's so easy to say fire everybody, but you got to have a plan and a solution in place. And there's nothing out there that I see that, oh my God, yeah, no, you got to have that person. He'll turn your franchise around. You know, it's just that it doesn't exist. And that's the problem too. And all we've ever done is fire and then hire somebody else. And then we fire them 3 years later and all that. So it is what it is. Big O, a couple of years from now, you'll be saying, damn, I was wrong about Cam and Greer. Well, I'm wrong right now. I mean, maybe they can figure it out, and maybe they probably won't. But, I mean, right now, I can't say I'm right. You know what I mean? And we all were on the bandwagon after last year. This year has just kind of thrown everything, completely off track. It sucks, man. This sucks. I was hoping that we would get out of this same rut that we've been in for 25 years. Whoever you hire, you're never happy with a couple of years down the line, and then we got to clean house and we got to fire everybody. Sucks. It's pathetic. We lost the bottom feeder bowl. We got the trophy. Yep. Exactly it. Shake Money says, I support Chris Greer and Flo until they are fired. Bring back the stash. Him and Greer could seamlessly work together. Got a quick question. If they fire Brian Flores, who do they bring in? I don't know. Who do they bring in, David? I don't have a good answer. That's my point. There isn't a good answer out there. Big O, what has been Flo's biggest mistake? His entire offensive coaching staff. His entire offensive coaching staff ruined this season. Mike Shula should have been our offensive coordinator, Big O. That doesn't, really get my blood flowing, dude, to be honest with you. I was totally on board with Flores. Then he showed me he doesn't have it. I'm sad. I really wanted him to be a good head coach. I'm with you, DM. I'm with you, man. We don't have a leadership. Need 2 to 3 veterans. Parker or Howard are not good enough players. King Zulu or Zelu, thank you, sir, for a little love on the super chat. He goes, I think it's time to let Greer go. He's been with the team for 15 to 20 years. The Dolphins haven't accomplished nothing the years he's been here. Stop blaming Flo. See, the problem, King Zulu, about that statement is that it makes no sense. And it really ends up becoming a silly statement by everybody that makes it. Everybody that makes it, it makes you sound incredibly dumb. Let me explain. And I appreciate that you made a donation to the show. Thank you. But let me ask you something. Just use a little common sense. All of you out there that want to use the same lazy-ass line, oh, Greer's been here for 20 years. Okay? They change coaches. They change GMs. All reports are on file. If you make bad reports, do you think that one coach to another keeps you? If you think you're making bad scouting reports, do you think one GM to another keeps you? Yet they brought him in from the Jimmy days Wannstedt days all the way through. Or maybe it was Jimmy at the end of Jimmy. Might have been the back end of Jimmy. And then you've brought him in and you've had him here forever. So obviously he's been scouting forever and writing reports. Do you think if they were bad reports, they would then hire him and keep him and elevate him? Think about that. Think about how stupid that statement sounds. Because if he made bad reports, the next GM fires you. It's automatic. The next head coach fires you. Oh, no, yeah, I've seen all his reports. They're terrible. Get him out of here. I'm telling you that where Chris Greer, I think, screwed up was giving Flo too much trouble, too much power. That's what it is. And again, use your intelligence. Why is Kyle Van Noy here? Why is he gone? Patriot. Why is Karras here? Why is he gone? Patriot. Why is Brissett here? Should be gone. Patriot. Why is Eric Rowe here? Patriot. Why is Justin Coleman here and terrible? Patriot. Just look around, man. It's not the GM that says cut Eric Flowers. It's the head coach that says cut Eric Flowers. I don't need him on my 53. I can handle with the young guys. It's not Grier. Use common sense, dude. I'm not telling you that Grier is anywhere perfect or anything like that. I get the frustrations, and he's gonna end up getting fired in the end. Probably because he hired Flo. But this lazy ass statement about that he's been here for 15, 20 years, ladies and gentlemen, you don't stay in any workplace if you suck at your job for 15 to 20 years. Eventually, you get fired. And more than anything, in a business where your work is all on hard drive. He's going to pay the price, unfortunately. But it's probably more because he gave his head coach, Cam Flo, way too much power. But this whole shit about, oh, he's been there for 15, 20 years, he wasn't making any of the decisions. Why do you think a GM gives the head coach more power than he should have? They know each other. He wants to be. Chris Grier is a really good person, so he's known as a guy that gets along with everybody, and maybe that's what it is. Chris Grier needs to learn to be maybe more of a dick. That's probably what it is. He needs to be more of a jerk and say no. It's what it is, unfortunately. So, but either way, Grier ends up paying the price because Flo is his responsibility. That's the sad part about this whole equation. But look at it. It's right in front of you. Okay? Cam Flo makes a lot of the decisions that have gone on. So when you want to just say, oh, no, just fire Grier and keep Flo. No, dude, that's stupid. The biggest problem is Flo, that he's gotten in the way of personnel. He's the one that didn't want Fitz here. So he went and got Jacoby Brissett, his boy, who sucks. Oh, Fuller, Wilson, and Williams shouldn't be active over any young receivers moving forward. See what you got. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, well, Wilson shouldn't even be on the roster. Let's be honest now. Albert Wilson has no business being on the roster. Fuller, you only have him here for a year anyway. You might as well start playing the young guys. You keep Fuller around. If he gets healthy, then you keep him around. And if you need him because others get injured, then you use him. But you're right. Go find out what you got in all these young guys. And go play more of Kirk Merritt. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's play Waddle. Let's play Merritt. Let's play any of the young guys. Play Matt Collins, who seems to be around the football, can help you. Man, I like Matt Collins. Sometimes you got to play a football player. Not necessarily the fastest guy, the tallest guy, the guy that can jump the highest, the guy that has some athletically gifted talent. No. How about play the guy that's the smartest, the guy that's tough, the guy that finds a way to be around the football all the time, the guy that it just makes plays. Play Matt Collins. That's what you need to do. Play the people that actually are difference makers. Stop trying to, gamble and hope that you can catch lightning in a bottle with somebody that's really gifted. How about let's just go with the good football players? Play Siler, because he's a good football player. Play Emmanuel Ogbah, good football player. Let's get to the people that are giving you a consistent effort and the people that actually can be a positive for you. Mack Hollins is a positive on special teams, as a wide receiver, as a captain, as a leader. That kid's got it all, man. I get it. He's not the fastest. He's not the biggest receiver in the world, although he's got some size. I know he wasn't a first-round pick and all that stuff, but he's a guy that, you know what? I believe in. That's because all I've ever seen that guy do is make plays for your team. That's all I ever see him do. Yesterday, he should have had a touchdown. That ball was touched by, what was the guy's name? I wrote it down. Jamal Agnew. That finger touched that ball, dude. And Mack Hollins should have had a touchdown. And there he is again, around the football. Play that sumbitch. I like that kid. Ohio John, thank you for a little love on the super chat. The big question for me is, if the team moves on from Grier and Flo, who helps Ross in his search to find the right replacements? I also Venmo you. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. I haven't checked. Let me check the Venmo and the Cash App. Thank you. Appreciate you out there as always. And let's see where we at here on the thank you. On the Dean, by the way, send me a Venmo first. Thank you. He says, thanks, Big O. I love that you tell it like it is. Great show. Listening Connecticut all the time. Flores has made many poor decisions. Not sure what we do in the offseason. I feel bad for the young fans. I've seen the glory days. Want to see them again. I know. Me too, man. I want to see the glory days too. And I want the young people to experience it. Ohio John says, when the season started, people got hung up on who was named captain, but 6 games, it looks like we are lacking a team of locker room leaders. I agree, Ohio John. Think about this. You look at what's going on with this roster, okay? And part of the problem with this roster and the lack of experience on this roster, on the coaching staff, on players, that is a major, major, major problem right now for this team. And you don't have people that can provide the leadership, you're screwed, dude. You're screwed. And that's, to me, one of the real issues. Offensive linemen can't look at each other about, hey, what do we do here? I've never been here, never been in this position. Offensive line coach can't tell them because he's never been in that position. Offensive coordinators can't tell them because they've never been in that position. Offensive players are looking at each other and there isn't a lot of experience around. It's sad, man. There are no leaders on this team right now. No leaders. So thank you for the Venmo. Appreciate it. Remember, Cash App and Venmo. Cash Big O Show is the address. We get 100% of the donation on Cash App and Venmo. Cash Big O Show is the address. Cash Big O Show. And, of course, the difference is on the YouTube, we only get 70% of the donation. YouTube takes 30% of the donation. But we appreciate it either way, however you do it, but we explain it just so you'll know. Ronald Cleveland, thank you, sir, for a little love on the Super Chat. After 3 years with Coach Flo and Grier, the Miami Dolphins have no identity. What's our identity? Losers. 1-5, dude. 1-5 means we're losers. There's no other way of putting it. I'd love to label us something different, but I got to go with losers. The best cold wallet for storage is Trezor or Ledger X, just answering the guy in chat. I would agree with both of those. Ledger X is really good. I like that. Crypto question, with Miami coin giving 430% when staking, would you dump a crap load of money in that? Darren, I don't know about a crap load, but I would definitely take advantage of it. I know I am. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to take advantage of it, dude. 430%? Are you kidding me? And Miami Coin, it's a good thing about Miami Coin that I've noticed in the last almost 2 weeks now. It has kind of stayed in that middle 2-cent range from 2.6 to 2.9, actually. So it's kind of found the floor. So if you're getting in at that time, it doesn't look like it's going to go down that much more. It could go up. Like when I got my initial buy was at 1.1 cents. So I got it even cheaper. And during my time, it went even up to 4 and 5 cents. And then it came back down again. And it came back down to the middle 2s to low 3s, basically. And right now, it is at 276. So it's kind of stayed in that area. But so it looks like your investment will stay strong, at least steady. And then you can then collect the interest every 15 days. I think they pay you because they give you 12 installments over 6 months. So they pay you every 15 days. And by the way, the first installment that I turned over into Cardano, when I staked that at 7.2%, it's 15 days. So it's not even staked for months or anything, only for 15 days, the Cardano. And then I'll restake it again in 15 days with whatever interest I've earned. So I'll continue to do that, whatever it is. I think it's at 7% right now, the Cardano. I saw the Polkadot went down from 17 to like 12 cents. So it does fluctuate. That's why I'm telling you, I don't know if the Miami Coin is going to stay at 430%, because they probably want to, share the Stacks coin, which, by the way, if you know anything about crypto, Stacks has actually been climbing. It was in the low $2 range. It was like at 190 into the like 205, 210, something like that. And it's actually gone up ever since. So the Stack coin is actually moving up. Let me see. Stacks right now is at 249. Okay. I'll tell you, a week ago, this is what they pay you in. The Miami Coin, they pay you in Stacks. So Stacks is legit, dude. Stacks was at 199, $2 a week ago. And look where it's at now, 249. So even so the coin they pay you in is valuable enough that it goes up in value, the Stacks coin. And you can stake the Stacks coin and get 10%. Right now on Miami Coin, if you go, right now on OK Coin, the only place you can get Miami Coin, they're giving you 430% interest on Miami Coin, 12.62 on Polkadot, 10% on Stacks, and the 10% on Stacks, they pay you in Bitcoin, which is pretty cool. Cosmos is at 809, Synthetics Network, SNX is at 767, Avalanche is at 742, very good coin, Avalanche. Cardano's at 7.01, which is pretty damn good. I only get 2% on crypto.com. So 7% is damn good for Cardano. Okay? So there you go. Little crypto talk for you all out there. Willie Molina says, I love Big O. He's cool, though, but he's not the Messiah neither. No, I am not. I am not the Messiah. No. I am just a regular guy. That's it. Mr. Spock says, I like Ken Dorsey for OC, but he would need to leave Carolina after the offseason. Plus, would he want to work with Flores? That's part of the problem and why we have guys like Godsey. Exactly. And well, Dorsey has job security right now over there with the current coach. That's going to be the problem now for Flo, ladies and gentlemen. Let me warn you ahead because you've all lived it. Now the coach comes back on the hot seat next year because that's probably what's going to happen. Flo and Greer will not be fired. They'll chalk it up to a terrible season. They'll be given an opportunity to kind of come back and fix it, and then they'll try to fix it, and hopefully they do, and hopefully they figure it out. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. I don't want them to really – I don't want to get a new group because I have no idea what you're getting, and it just seems like it's a vicious cycle that we're in. So I'm hoping these guys can figure it out. But The bottom line is, and here's where it becomes difficult, and this is where we get into the same rut. So now the coach comes back on the hot seat. Everybody knows he's kind of on the hot seat. So then really good coaches, assistant coaches, won't take the job because they don't want to come down here for a year, they think, because then they're going to have to move their families again, or they're going to have to be searching for another job. So they're going to want stability, and they're not going to look at Flo right now and think that he's got a stable position. Whereas Ken Dorsey is in a stable position right now with the current coach in Carolina. That's it. So this is going to be, it's a vicious cycle, dude. It's a vicious cycle. It's really hard to survive it, man. And you can't do what Flo just did now. You know what Flo has to do now to kind of save his off season, if he's going to have one? He nearly has to run the table now. So that way it looks like an aberration 1-5. And then the last 11 games look great. You go 9-2, let's say, which I know they're not, but I'm just have some fun with me here. This is how you save your season. You go 9-2, you end up with the 10 wins, you don't get in the playoffs, let's say. But people look at it and say, oh, okay, you know, everything was effed up. He figured it out. Okay, I'll join that staff. Because now you're 9-2, you went 10-7 overall, and now you're saying, okay, well, he can survive, I can help him, all right, good. But you know that's not going to happen. So let's say they win 2 or 3, 4 more games. So you end up with 3, 4, 5, 6 wins. It looks like the wheels are coming off. The first 2 years were an aberration. You're now on the hot seat, and if I'm a great assistant coach, why am I going to go there? To getting frustrated and then go have to look for another job the following year? Nah, they're offering me a job over here with a new coach that just got a new 5-year deal. I'll go there because I know I'll be there for at least 3 to 4 years, maybe even all 5. So this is the brutal cycle that we're in. This is why I was really hoping, and still, I'm still, there's a part of me that wants Grier and Flo to figure this out and stay. But this is the cycle that, you know, you're all yelling for fire this, fire that, clean house, bring in new people. And what you're bringing in is also unproven, untested, and there are no guarantees. And it's tiring. I told you guys before they hired these guys a few years back, I'm almost at the point that I'm tired of hammering the Dolphins all the effing time. It just drives me crazy that I have to hammer them because they're not good, because they're incompetent, because they can't figure out the coaches, because they can't find a quarterback, because they can't fix their offensive line, because the owner can't figure out who to hire. Whatever the issues are, the GM didn't pick the right players. They made a bad trade. Players leave here, excel somewhere else. All these frustrating things that have gone on with us for all these years. This is what I didn't want. This is why I was praying and hoping and just wanting as a Dolphins fan for this team to figure it out. And they just can't figure it out. My God. All right, let's take a break. Hour number 3, final hour of the program. We take your questions, your comments, your insults, all of that next.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
Offense to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Sprolly Pablo in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show on the radio, the top's where we gonna go, Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, we go. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Back. It's hour numero tres here on the program. We take you, of course, for one more hour till 1 o'clock. Appreciate all of you out there. And I will be wrapping it up at the top of the hour of, you guys know, if you were listening yesterday, I was already running out of gas. And I slept in yesterday. I went to sleep early, and I tried to get 8 hours because I knew that if I didn't get rest and I don't rest my voice, it's hard. It's, doing shows 7 days a week. And as you all know, we don't do pussy-ass radio type of shows. We don't have 30 minutes of commercials or 25 minutes of commercials in an hour like they do at 560 and QAM, which is really easy. And I also drive the show by myself. Obviously, I don't do it by myself because I have the great Sean Stanley behind the scenes working and doing it all. And obviously, he chimes in every once in a while. But I carry the entire burden pretty much of doing the talk, which is something that nobody really does anymore. Nobody really does locally. I don't think there's anybody else that does anything, by themselves. They have 2 or 3 people on a show constantly talking, and they don't even have to talk for an hour. But we talk legitimately for about 53 to 55 minutes in an hour, So we give you guys a lot of talk in an hour, and that requires a lot on the throat here. So we will end at 1 o'clock today because it is for the better of my voice. So I appreciate all of you out there as always. Tough weekend, man. Outside of the Panthers making it nice and sweet for us, they kicked the Islanders' ass 5-1. That was a lot of fun to watch. Tomorrow, by the way, they're at Tampa Bay. So that'll be, it'll be playoff-like atmosphere for that game. These are the kind of things that you want to start preparing yourself for. It's going to be a lot of fun this year watching the Panthers work their way to the playoffs now. And let me tell you, if Bob plays the way he's been playing in the first 2 games, they got a shot. They got a real shot. They got to get that goaltending fixed. And if they get a stud between the pipes, they got a great shot. Inter Miami is a freaking joke. They lose to Columbus 4-0. They've lost 6 in a row. They've been outscored 16-1. 4 consecutive shutouts. And I got to, just for the coach, for Phil Neville's sake, and listen, I took a shot at Phil Neville last week because he was whining, and you got to stop that shit. As I said last week, fix your house. Then you can point fingers. Okay? Once you fix your house and you're doing all the right things and you're a really good football club and you're winning, then when the referees or anybody else makes a mistake, you can point the finger. But meanwhile, while you're a disaster, you got nothing. But as for Phil Neville apologizing and saying he's got a lot of work to do and this is on him and all that, Phil, you inherited a shitty roster. Okay? It's a shitty roster. It's got no athleticism. It's got no speed. I'm sick and tired of watching old man Higuain and the ball getting taken away from him because he can't run. He's an old geezer that needs to just sit around the box and wait for somebody to give him the ball. Don't go out in the open field. It's an embarrassment. The team's an embarrassment. The franchise is an embarrassment. Fix it, okay? I don't know how you fix it because you got all kinds of restrictions from the stupid decisions prior, and I imagine that this is driving Jorge Mas crazy. I like Jorge Mas. I root for the man. I want him to have success. I think he'll figure it out eventually, but this is all new to him. He's not a soccer owner. So what are you going to do? He's going to have to live and learn here through all of this. But unfortunately, it's going to be a mission to unload Pizarro and Matuidi. But those 2 contracts, and the Higuain contract sucks too. Let's be honest. They'll play on Wednesday, by the way, against Toronto at Drive Pink Stadium. I'm sure you should be able to get tickets for about $5. Big O is anti-Argentine. Exactly. Yes, that's exactly it. You're right. Great time with you at Sports Grill. Nathan Noel says, Nathan, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody that showed up at Sports Grill. You guys were so awesome. Good time with you at Sports Grill. The food was good. You are a good host. I'm going to stay positive. Better days coming up, fins up. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. We need it. Don Horsley says, I'm sorry. I've been very supportive of these coaches, but the coaching or lack thereof is killing these players. I do not see any type of identity. There you go. There you go. It is what it is. Andy Breakstone, soccer, stop O. That will be my warning for you. You get one, Andy. You get one. Luckily, I know that normally you're a good dude on here. One. Hey, Alex Diaz, thank you, sir, for a little love on the super chat. You guys did beat us on Saturday. No, Alex. No. They didn't beat the Islanders. They kicked their ass. Okay, let's just fix your statement there, young man. Okay, I knew we were going to have trouble with teams like you guys. Speed, great game, but very frustrated as a Dolphins fan and a season ticket holder. No, I feel you, bro. Your Islanders get their asses walloped, and the Dolphins lose. It's a rough weekend. For me, it was semi-rough because my Dolphins got walloped, but my Panthers kicked ass. Yeah. Seti says, go tell Sports Girl to get some vegan options on the menu. They do have on the regular menu. Now, Seti, remember, can I give you guys a little bit of how the sausage is made, as they say. So I came up with this idea and I brought it to them about doing the breakfast for the Dolphins and the Jags game, which was an enormous success. We had the place packed. You guys were awesome. It was great. They were super happy with it. And they loved the idea of doing it. You know why? They had never done this. So it was all new to them, and they had to work out the kinks and all that stuff, which we were kind of all guinea pigs in a way. But just so you'll know, the plan is, and I don't know if they're, I don't think they'll get mad that I'm saying this, but the Doral location, the Sports Grill in Doral, which is coming, not there yet, but it'll be in the city center. And that's where we'll be next year. We'll be every week in Doral next year. All right. And that place is going to be rocking. Well, guess what they're going to be doing on Sundays? There'll be a brunch. So this was kind of like their start. So it'll expand and it'll be much bigger. So we'll do Sunday's brunch at Sports Grill in Doral. So there you go. Who knows? Maybe it's brunch with Big O at Sports Grill. You just never know. So, Sundays, Sean, you're going to be mad if we're doing a show and a brunch every Sunday? I don't. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Sean just rubbing tummy. What the hell? Well, we wake up every morning. Every Sunday morning. We got to wake up and work, but what the hell? We get to do a show and we have a Sunday brunch. It's a beautiful thing, man. So yeah, that's coming because that's the one location that a brunch makes all the sense in the world in that Doral location. That Sports Grill in Doral is going to be a monster. I mean, Sports Grill is already a monster. Every location gets great business. Everybody loves the locations that they all go to, whichever one's nearest you, because they got 7 of them. But that Doral location, oh man, that thing's going to be a monster. Absolute monster. Andy says, love rock and sports, Big O. Yes, but there are rules on this show. And you crossed one. So Don't do that. I'm not a fan of that. Seti says, brunch with Big O. It's catchy. I like it. Yeah, that's right. Let's have some fun. Kevin Lee says, Big O, it was an awful weekend for me. Oh, you're also an Islanders fan? I think more than most people, the Dolphins got beat and embarrassed. Then my Dallas Stars lose by 1 goal, not once, but twice over the weekend. Just bad. Oh, okay. So you had some pain the other way. Hey, man, I'm with you, man. My Canes lost. Inter Miami got thoroughly embarrassed again. I mean, my soccer team has lost 16-1 in the last 6 games. My NFL team is 1-5. My college football team can only beat high school teams. Luckily, I have a big boy hockey team that, is ready to go. And by the way, for those of you that aren't into hockey, come on, get on the bandwagon. Get on the bandwagon. Let's go. Join us. Heat and Panthers. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come join us. Because I know there's a group of us that follow the Panthers no matter what. I'm one of them. I love the Panthers. I'm a big Panther supporter. But come on, join us. Get on board. It's going to be a lot of fun. This winter is going to be fun, man. Not because we're going to be making snowmen. We'll still be sweating in the winter. Okay? Not because we've got, Hanukkah and the holidays coming up and the New Year's and all that stuff. Yeah, no. I get it. We got all that good stuff coming. I get it. No. Winter's going to be fun because you've got the Heat and the Panthers. And they're going to do a hell of a lot more winning than losing. Okay? And they're going to be a lot of fun. And I implore you, I beg you, any of you out there that have never, ever been to a live hockey game, please go buy a ticket. Please treat yourself to a young, exciting, explosive offensive team, getting better on defense. Get your asses out there to the Florida Live Center or Florida Live Arena, whatever it's called. Do it, man. I'm telling you, you'll get hooked. I don't watch it on TV, but I want you to go to one game live. If you go to one game live, it will change however you view hockey. It will change how you understand the game. It will change your experience about the game. And then you'll appreciate it a little bit more on TV, even though on TV is 20% of it being live. Hockey is the greatest live sport on the planet. All the other sports, they were made for TV. Football's better on TV than it is live. You don't see everything. Basketball's better on TV than it is live. Baseball's better on TV than it is live. Soccer's better on TV than it is live. All of those sports are better on TV than live. Hockey is the only one that is the best live sport on the planet. I promise you, if you go to one hockey game, just one, you will become an instant fan. Just one. That's all I need you to do. I know we have a lot of sports fans that don't like hockey. I know we have a lot of sports fans that don't give it a shot, that watch it casually or half-ass or don't care. Give it one shot. Go buy a ticket. Go with your buddy. Go with your wife. Go with your girlfriend. Go with somebody you love. Go out there and enjoy it. Just one time. That's all I need. You do that one time for me, you will be a different sports fan. I promise you. Kevin Lee, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Little love on the super chat. He says, I will say one thing, Big O. Being in the Panthers division last year killed the Stars, especially being with Tampa Bay and Florida last year. Thank God the divisions are back to normal this year. Ha ha. Yeah, no, I know, Kevin. Hey, listen, we're Panthers fans. And you think we want to see the Tampa Bay Lightning in the first round? That's not fair, dude. That's just not fair. And you know what's the frustrating part about that, Kevin? If I'm correct, please help me out here. Did the Panthers not play the Lightning better than everybody else in the playoffs? I mean, that's what it seemed like. If the Panthers get a goalie, if Bob really is the real deal, or if Knight comes through, I'm telling you, they got. I'm not saying that they're going to win it, but man, do I feel good about a shot at the cup now. Not just the playoffs, a shot at the cup. So yeah, no, this division is brutal, dude. Brutal. 4 team captains from last year are not on this team this year. Ryan Fitzpatrick, Kyle Van Noy, Bobby McCain, and Ted Karras. Also, Eric Flowers. He's not a captain, but still a veteran presence. Philip, I've talked about that. There's no veteran leadership on this team, in the coaching staff or on the players. It's scary. There's a lot of young people looking at each other, inexperienced people looking at each other, and they don't know what to do. They have nobody to lean on, dude. None. Big O, did you see Mac Brown laughing at Manny Diaz at the end of the game, shaking hands? It was like he was saying, this is why I fired you. Yeah, it's just, Mac Brown is like, oh, Manny. Oh, we're playing Manny this week. It's just like he is so secure that he is so much better than Manny. Manny Diaz, God. But that's just a lost cause. I'm talking about the program, not Manny Diaz. Darren Lee says, if somehow Miami won yesterday, we would be feeling 100% different. Miami played its best game overall against a winless team. They made plays, just not enough of them. Just think if we had coaching. Yeah. Samuel Robina says, Big O, everything you just said, I talked about with my brother yesterday. Panthers can go as far as their goaltending goes. They will score goals. Oh, they're going to score tons of goals. They are as explosive as it gets, dude. Dana says they can't fire anyone because they have no one to replace them. Yeah. Yeah. Like, if you fire Greer, Greer, you don't have another GM in place, but if you fire Flo, who do you have? Who takes over? They're inexperienced as coordinators. You're going to make them head coaches? That would be a disaster. Nobody's getting fired, man. Nobody's getting fired. Dougie Fresh says, oh, it's like all of our Florida teams were violated by Urban Meyer in a bar. So with all this sucking, when can you expect doing a cooking segment to give us some joy? That might be a hell of a lot more entertaining than what I'm doing now. I mean, doing this just like ages me, bro. The Dolphins just age you. Digging in the trenches says, best game I've ever been to was Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals. Seats on the wall next to the glass. Mike Ricci wanted to kill me, screaming so loud. It was so unreal. Avs Sharks. I know. If anybody gets seats on the glass and you've never been to a hockey game, I think you might make hockey your favorite sport of all time. The experience of hockey on the ice, those seats on the ice, wow. It might be the best sports experience out there. Seriously. I know some of you are like, this guy's so full of shit. He's talking about hockey like it's the greatest thing. Just do me a favor, go live. Just go do it live. And I get it. If you love football like I do, I love the pigskin more than anything else, dude. I live, eat, and breathe football. But I'm the first to tell you that football is better on TV than it is live. And hockey is not my favorite sport, but I'm the first to tell you that live hockey is the greatest sport out there. And if you get seats on the ice, dude, It's over. It's over. Donald Delancey says, Big O, it was a mistake getting rid of Van Noy. Bright side, well, blame Flo. Bright side on the offense. Hollins, give me your take. Always a pleasure listening, Donald in Minnesota. Hey, Donald, I just went on a rant a little while ago on Mac Hollins. He doesn't play enough. He's a leader. He's a winner. He's around the ball all the time. All that dude does is make plays. And another bad decision by Flo. You're playing Albert Wilson because he ran around for 10 days in shorts over a guy that's been making plays for you on offense and special teams. It's disrespectful what Cam Flo has done to Mac Hollins. Disrespectful. Mac Hollins has paid his dues, made plays for you. Albert Wilson hasn't done jack shit for you, Cam Flo. And you're playing him over Mac Hollins? It's inexcusable is what it is. That's what it is. Freaking excusable. Unacceptable. Remember, if you want to make a donation, Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Robert Carrillo makes a donation, says, Big O, thanks for keeping it real. Love your show. Thank you, Robert Carrillo. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you all out there, as always, giving us some love. Again, Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. And let's see, where are we at here? Trying to see what we got here. Okay, appreciate it. Thank you. I thought we had a new one there on it. So let's see, where was it? Okay, here we go. Donnie Urig, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. That was on Venmo. Okay. You guys are amazing, by the way. Okay. Thank you all out there. Appreciate you. Pat in Asheville. Studley, thank you on the super chat. Oh, this football season is a lot like Halloween Kills. Spoiler alert. The Finns are the firemen and townfolk, and the season is Michael Myers. A lot of people die. Yeah. It's bad, dude. It's bad. The worst thing is just having to live through this again. Like I'm tired of it, man. It's not like I'm leaving my Dolphins, I'm quitting my Dolphins or whatever. I love my Dolphins, dude. I'm always going to love my Dolphins, but man, it's frustrating. It's just frustrating. I want to get out of this rut that we've been in for a quarter century. And I was just hoping that this wasn't going to be part of it. It's terrible, man. Folks, don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. It is very important. And look, let me tell you something. Tua yesterday had some really good stats overall. I know he threw the bad interception, and he was trying to go for the other receiver, but he didn't put enough on it, and he thought he was going to put enough touch to go over him, but he didn't put enough mustard on that touch, and so it floated right into the player's hands, and so it was a terrible interception. It wasn't something like he was fooled or what. It was just a bad. That happens to all of us. Whenever you've played sports, if any of us have played sports, you kind of miss. Not, I can't call it mistiming, but it's kind of a you misjudge how much strength you needed to put on the throw for it to reach there, the frisbee, whatever it is that you were throwing, and it falls short. And sometimes it happens to us where you shoot a basketball, right? And when you shoot the basketball, you already know it's not going to hit the rim. And you're like, oh, God. You know, it happens to all of us. In anything that we do. I don't care if you're throwing a rolled up piece of paper into a trash can. Okay? We all do it, man. And he screwed up. And I know the other one where he had to run to get the 2 yards, and he ended up, throwing the incomplete. He ended up getting the first down after on the next one, so he made up for that. But we're asking that young man to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. We're asking him to carry a team that doesn't have an offensive line that can give him enough time. And he was great yesterday, making quick decisions, getting rid of the football. He was fantastic, bought himself some time sometimes and everything. I loved what he did. But there's an offensive line coach that is not great, an offensive line that isn't even serviceable, on offensive coordinators that have no kind of creativity, don't give you any kind of advantage, and then inconsistency at wide receiver all over the place. Injuries, hands, you name it. Not running the right routes like Gesicki did twice yesterday, running under the damn first down marker. All of these kind of things are out of his control. Kid played well yesterday, man. If you put him behind a real line and a running game that can scare people with, dependable receivers, and you've got a real play caller, sky's the limit. But if you don't have a real play caller, think about it. If Sean Payton was his coach, you know what I'm saying? If you got Tua and moved him over to the offense of New Orleans with that coach who makes sure to protect Drew Brees, and he would do the same thing with Tua because he has experience with this. How do you think Tua would do with Sean Payton? Huh? You think he would be winning? You think the Saints would be challenging for a playoff spot right now? Maybe even go deep into the playoffs this year if all you do is change Jameis Winston for Tua? I know. I can guarantee you that's what would happen. And we all would be saying, wow, we should have had Tua. But if you don't have the people, and look at the offensive coordinators. Come on, man. These guys aren't proven in anything. They've never run a successful offense in their lives. It's a joke. I like what he did yesterday. I thought the kid played well. It wasn't his fault that they ended up losing. He went 33 of 47, 329 yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception, outplayed Trevor Lawrence. By the way, he also outrushed Trevor Lawrence. 3 for 22 to Trevor Lawrence's 2 for 11, which I would have never guessed that part. So he wins against the quarterback in the matchup, doesn't win the game, but I can't blame him. He did everything he could to win. Get a better team around him. Get better coaches. And I bet the results would be a hell of a lot different. Tua is going to be fine. He can be a franchise QB in this league. Will it be with the Dolphins? That's the question. And you're right. And by the way, if they don't protect him, does he get to become a great quarterback unless these guys get him killed? That's the other thing. By the way, let me give you the picks. We gave you our picks yesterday. We went with Green Bay -6. That one was so easy because Aaron Rodgers just owns the Bears. And he told them after the game, too. So Green Bay defeats Chicago 24-14. I say go Green Bay, lay the 6. We won. I went with the over 51 with the Chargers and the Ravens. I expected more from the Chargers, but the Ravens, you can move the ball on their defense and you can score on them. I've watched it this year. So I thought the Chargers would move the ball. The Ravens, man, came to play yesterday and they shut down Herbert and the Ravens. Herbert had a touchdown and an interception, only threw for 195 yards, and they shut him down. I went with the over 51 in Chargers-Ravens. It ended up at 40 at 34-6, so we lost that one. We're 1-1. Raiders, I told you the Raiders would play an inspired game without John Gruden, And that's exactly what they did. They went to Denver. They played an inspired game, won by 10, 34-24. Plus, I took the Raiders +4 on it. Okay, so we won by 14. So now we're 2-1 on the picks. Then last night, if you watched the New England-Dallas game, that ended in beautiful fashion as the Dallas Cowboys scored a touchdown at the end to win 35-29. And I said, I believe in the Cowboys, which is something very risky to say in today's world. But I went with the Cowboys -3, and we won. So what do you know? We've got back-to-back winning weeks now. We are now 5-2, 5-2-1 in the last 3 weeks. We went 3-1 last week. So now we are climbing out of that hole that we were in. We're still in a hole at 16-20-1, but we're now only 4 games under 500. So we were 11-19 at one point. Okay. No, 11-18. That's what it was. Oh man, we were pretty bad. So we were hurting. So we're catching up. We're 16-20-1. Tonight there is one game at 8:15. Buffalo -6 versus Tennessee. The over and under is 53. The Bills are -270 on the money line. Tennessee is +220. I, ladies and gentlemen, am going with the Bills here -6. I am going to count on that defense to pound the crap out of their offense and slow down Derrick Henry. I don't believe that Ryan Tannehill can be a difference maker. You can mark this down if you want, Sean, and use it against me tomorrow. If Ryan Tannehill comes out there and throws 4 touchdowns in the game and dominates and game-winning drive and all that, and he throws it in there, not runs it in by Derrick Henry. I'm saying if he leads the way without Derrick Henry, but I'm going to lay the 6. It's a lot of points, but I don't trust that offense with Tennessee. It's very one-dimensional. If you stop Derrick Henry, the quarterback doesn't scare me, and I think Buffalo scares the crap out of everybody, and their defense is badass, and their offense is badass, and I hate to say it as a Miami Dolphins fan. I'm going Buffalo. I'm laying the 6 against Tennessee tonight at 8:15. So there you go. We are on a roll now with our picks. Something tells me Chris Grier called the shots to get rid of the veteran players because he wanted to showcase his draft picks. I remember him bragging about his draft picks, second-year jump-in. First of all, Henrik, he doesn't brag about draft picks, so you're full of shit. Go ahead, find the audio, bro. Please find the audio where he brags about anything. Please, do me a favor. See, this is what I love about some of you out there. You pull shit out of your ass, and you have zero proof. Chris Grier doesn't brag about a damn thing, ever. So you go ahead. Please find the sound bites. Please, because he's only talked a couple times. They're all on audio. I'd love to hear him say that he was bragging about anything that he did. Please. Because if he says that the team played well last year and they went 10-6, that's not bragging about his picks. But I'd love to see those sound bites. Okay? Please show them to me. I want to be wrong. Chris Grier brag. Think about just those 3 words. Chris Grier brag. The guy that barely talks. The guy that never, ever is braggadocious about anything whatsoever. He's incredibly respectful about everything. Bragging. Dude, please. Show it to me, Henry. Please. Show it to me. I need to see it. Okay? I gotta see it. Show it to me. What else? Oh, and getting rid of the veterans, Flo controls the 53-man roster, which again shows you are so wrong. It's not even funny. The only reason Eric Karras is here is for Flo. The only reason he's gone is Flo. The only reason Kyle Van Noy was here is Flo, and he's gone. The only reason Eric Flowers is gone is Flo. Flo controls the 53. And you think the GM wants to cut Flowers to take a major cap hit, pay a large portion of his salary so he can play somewhere else and make him look bad? Do the math, Henrik. I get it, dude. You don't like Chris Grier? Fine. You want him fired? Fine. Plenty of you want him fired. But let's at least use some common sense. What do you think Justin Coleman's here for? You think he's here as a former Patriot because Chris Grier brought him? Or do you think it's Flo? You think any of these former Patriots, you think they're all here because of Grier or because of Flo? Come on, man. Let's go. Let's use a little common sense. It's the same shit Gase did. Same shit a lot of coaches do. They bring people that they know, they're used to. No, I can win with Jacoby Brissett. No, you can't. But go ahead, Flo. You can think so. Go ahead. Grier's move was Fitz. Flo's move is Brissett. How do you like them? Huh? How's that going on? God, some of you out there, man, you're so gullible. And then when you say things, have a little proof at least. Please. I mean, I've been around Chris Grier for well over 15, probably 20 years now. That guy doesn't brag about anything. That's not Chris Grier. Never heard a single interview from Chris Grier. I mean, there's only a couple. It's the GM. He only talks like twice a year, beginning and the end of the season. That's it. They won't get him till the end. Who hired Flores? That dude needs to go. Always Sunny? You, sir? Nobody can argue with you, bro. Nobody can argue with you. And that may cost Grier his job. Right there. He hired Flo and he gave him the power. So yeah, it may end up burning him. You're right. That's logical. But when you tell me, oh, he's bragging. Come on, dude, let's not make stuff up. Let's not make stuff up. That's the wrong dude. I wish you would have picked another name that maybe I would have, oh, really? I didn't hear it, but you picked that guy? That's not Chris Grier, bro. Chris Grier's not a guy that points fingers. He's not a guy that takes credit. He's not a guy that brags. That's not who he is. That's not what his style is. Dana Buse says, I just want to thank you to the chat. Haven't read one to a sucks post. Yesterday, the haters were here in full force. Well, yeah, because remember, Dana, it's after a loss. So then you have the people that we had over 1,100 people on the chat board yesterday. It was fantastic. But yes, you have a lot of your trolls and you have people that just want to have fun. Look, remember, there are people that enjoy our misery. They just enjoy it. South Florida Don goes, Henrik stepped in the shit. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Hey, it's all good. I got nothing but love for Henrik, but let's go, man. Let's not make stuff up either, Let's see. Big O, I was walking into Whole Foods in Gainesville, and I heard your voice on the radio in an Amazon van as I walked past. Really? That's funny. That is cool. That is cool. And I appreciate all of you listening, wherever you're listening in the United States or anywhere in the world. And you guys are just absolutely phenomenal, man. I can't say enough. It's one of those things. I think Sean and I are just kind of, we get floored every day. I mean, yesterday was like 70,000 downloads, it's the video went over 10,000 views. I don't even know where it's at now, the post game, but it was at 10,000. And it was just one of those things that I can't thank all of you enough for what's gone on this show and the way it's grown like it never grew before. It's over 11K now, the post game show. I'm just looking at it right now. And again, I just, Sean and I sit back and, yesterday we were nervous about yesterday because the team is, I'll be honest, you guys know, I'm always brutal. My life's an open book to you guys. Sean and I were like kind of nervous about, like, man, we've gotten great response. Oh, will people show up? And the team is 1-4, and yeah, I know it's not us. I know it's not Sports Grill. Sports Grill does great work. They got great food. I know they were trying something new with the breakfast yesterday and all that. And I think our show has done a great job of servicing the South Florida sports fan around the world. But the Dolphins aren't cooperating with us. So to get fans out and motivated in the morning for a 1-4 game, for a 1-4 team, it's hard, right? But I was so proud of all of you out there and so grateful. You guys packed the place up, and it was a great atmosphere. It was fun. It was all a whole Dolphin room, or not room, but a whole Dolphins, restaurant. And that was actually a lot of fun, man. That was cool that it was all, aqua and orange on Sunday morning. So thank you all out there. Let's see. Big O, where is your sidekick? You got beef with him? Greer and Beeflo got beef? Huh? I did. T-Bone, you got to clear it up. I don't understand that question. I don't know what you mean by that, my man. You have to explain it to me again. Radically says, I remember a lot of fans wanting to get rid of Flowers last year by week 10. I was one of them. Flowers was missing a lot of blocks. Maybe he was trying to help Jackson and the center too much. And maybe you just got shitty coaching. And Flowers looks better with better coaching, better structure on another team. Maybe that's why they paid Flowers. He looked good. And then they don't know how to make him look good. That's my point. That's why I keep saying I'm not that quick to blame Chris Greer here. Sorry. Okay? I know some of you are whatever. I know I'm the cheerleader. I'm the rah-rah guy. All this with Chris Greer. I'm sorry. I'm just, I'm not saying he's perfect, but I'm not saying that he's the problem. Just not. Until I see impressive coaching, until I see you actually make players better than even what they are sometimes, then I can start leaning on personnel if personnel's failing. But while I'm watching players excel and leave here and excel in other places, and while I'm watching players that were used to play well, like Jerome Baker, and not playing well this year, like Andrew Van Ginkel, like X, like Byron Jones, No. I'm not. No. I'm not blaming personnel for that. No. You want to blame personnel for Noah Igbenogany? Go ahead. Kid can't cover anything. That's fine. But everything? No. Can't do it. Let's see. Jimmy Bones says, Dolphin fans deserve so much better than this. Most have stuck with them through these 21 years of crap. I was able to see the Dolphins 72. What a difference. Those of us that experienced the 70s and the 80s and even the very early 90s, we were blessed. Young people, man, they are the best fans. They are. Us older fans, we take second place to the younger fans. When I see, I've mentioned them before, like Dolph Freaky, and I see fans like that are super young. Like, are you kidding me? These people have never, ever seen success. And yet they're fanatical about the team every day, every week, every year. They're buying tickets. They're traveling. I feel terrible for those. They're the best fans on the Dolphin planet, the young fans. Anybody that's under 35 and hardcore, they are the best fans. Because us older fans, at least we saw the great times. We experienced the great times. We went to the Orange Bowl and we watched the great times. You know what I'm saying? So at least we have something to remember, to live by. And maybe that helps us. I think it helps us older fans with hope, because we know what it was like. Hey, maybe we can get there again. But a young fan has never even seen it, smelled it, experienced it, even come close. Where do they get hope? Where do they draw the hope from? That's an incredible dynamic. And I'm so impressed with all the young Dolphin fans because they've just been handed a load of shit every year. And yet, those people are rocks, man. Big O, you are in denial, my friend, that Greer blew the picks. It hurts that he blew it. Just accept it. Greer is a buffoon. Hey, man, you're entitled to your opinion. If that's what you want, that's fine. I've been called a buffoon, too. Brandon Rowd says, Big O, what are the odds the veterans like Parker, Howard, and Jones were telling the staff they couldn't play yesterday because they quit on Flores more than they had an injury? No shot. No shot. They don't gain anything by doing that. They just hurt themselves by doing that. So no. That's stuff you see in the movies. That's not reality. David Figueroa, thank you, sir, giving us a little love on the super chat. Very kind of you, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. Let me see here. Robert. Thank you, sir. Robert sends in a strong super chat, and he says, for Cam Flo and for Flo Ron, Pat and Rob in Colorado. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you immensely, Robert. Thank you. Very, very kind of you, my friend. That is awesome. You are very nice. Wow. All of you, man, that have given us so much support over the years that we've started this over the first 2 years and everything that's gone on. We really, really appreciate it, man. Truly appreciate it. That was strong. Thank you, sir. Is there we got anything here on Venmo? I just want to make sure because you guys send them in. I don't want to miss them. Fourth and Goal says, I think this team thinks that they are the smartest guys around and can do all these moves and get rid of players. And I think they outsmarted themselves with all the mistakes they're making. Fourth and Goal. I love you, man. It's perfect. It's just perfect. It's what it is. It's what's gone on. It's sick. It drives me crazy. It's something in the pit of my stomach, but it's exactly 100%. Do you feel difference towards Minkah after seeing this coaching staff? Wow. That's a phenomenal question. You know, here's where I got to think about this. Here's the way I would look at it. And here's where I'm kind of, where are we with Cam Flo? Is this Cam Flo? Like right now, okay, we got a bunch of people on the text line. Those of you that listen on the podcast, you can answer on the text line at 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. You can answer on Twitter at Big O Show, and you can answer here on YouTube right now. Okay, pay attention. Listen to me. This is a great question. This is a fantastic question. How do we feel about Minkah right now? We're complaining about coaching, right? Coaching is a problem. Flow is a problem. Flow is looks like it's difficult to get along with the guy. Looks like it's his way or the highway, right? So Minkah didn't want any of this and left. And we all picked on Minkah, including yours truly, that he was a whiner, this and that, and you want to be a team player like other guys, like, let's say, Bobby McCain, who switched to safety, but yet ended up getting cut for it. And a shoulder injury to boot, right? Jesse Davis has played 87 positions on the line, even though there's only 5 of them. So I get it, right? So you think about it and you say, okay, so what is Cam Flo? And that's where I'm not sure yet. Because the guy I saw for 2 years doesn't resemble the guy I see for these 6 games, correct? I think we all agree on that. Okay, so now here's the question. Where are we with Cam Flo? And for those of you just tuning in, Flo's coaching over the last 6 weeks is the worst coaching I've seen since Cam Cameron. So that's why from now on, he is Cam Flo on this show. So for Cam Flo, is this Cam Flo? Is this the real Cam Flo? Or is the real Cam Flo the first 2 years, he's just off track right now and has to figure it out, and you've got to give him a chance to figure it out and get back on track? Which one is it? And so I'm going to say now that I'm going to stay neutral on Minkah. I'm going to wait till the end of the year and wait till these last 11 games are played out. And I want to see how Cam Flo responds. I want to see how his players respond. I want to see how his coaches respond. So far, you failed this past week. Shitty response. Now let me see what happens in the next 11 games. You go on to lose most of these games, we go Minkah. You go on to win most of these games, then we say, well, maybe it's not. Maybe Cam has figured it out. Cam Flo, I'm sorry. I need to see a little bit more. It's easy right now to say, no, this is the real Flo. He screwed up. This is the guy. He's the buffoon. He's not the guy in control the first 2 years. You know what? I gave him 2 years to build it up, right? Let me give him this year to find out. But that's an exceptional question, because right now you got to start thinking, you know what? Maybe Minko's right. Why sacrifice for these assholes? It's my career. Why am I going to put my body on the line for these jerks? Because they didn't draft well, because they didn't find a guy for another position, so they need me to play it. You know what? So is this the real Cam right now? Or do we still need to see the rest of the season to figure out which Cam is this Cam? Is this Cam? Is it Flo from the first 2 years, or is it Cam Flo in the first 6 weeks? Flo or Cam Flo? Which one is it? Flo or Cam Flo? All you got to do is answer, he's Flo. He's Cam Flo. Need more time. Need the rest of the season, let's just say. That's the answer. He's Flo. He's Cam Flo. Need 11 more games to decide. Give me those answers. 855-912-1056. He's Flo. He's Cam Flo. Need 11 more games to decide. Gary Jones says Cam Flo. More like Cam Toe. Damn. Dana says everybody's blaming the stink on this team on Flo and Greer. However, the stink comes and stays since Ross bought the team. Facts. Well, not really. Huizenga also stunk. He tried, but he didn't get it right either. Right? He pushed Shula out the door. Rest in peace, Wayne. But now in hindsight, the worst thing that's happened in 26 years is pushing Shula out the door. Am I wrong here? Right? Is there any part of that statement that's wrong? Okay, I'm not here to diss Wayne's, a reputation or anything like that. He was a great owner, a sports owner, all that, successful businessman, I'm sure. He was a good family man and all that. But we got to call a spade, right? Okay, Stephen Ross has not been good. Worst move the Dolphins ever made in 26 years was pushing Shula out the door. Whether you think the game passed him by or not, everybody that followed him wasn't any better. Right? I know that I'd rather give Shula time to figure it out, than anybody else. Correct? Kill switch. Greg the Kill Switch Chafin. More like Adam Gase 2.0. No, Greer screwed the pooch and drafted Minkah instead of Derwin James, a real safety. Well, I mean, Minkah's not a screwed up pick. Minkah was a good pick. Big O, listen, 4th and 1, game on the line yesterday. Coaches don't put the game into his hands. That's all it says. No, actually, what it says is it's stupid that you actually went for it. You should have punted and played the field position game. That's what you had to do. You don't put it into his hands. You don't put it in the offense's hands, especially with that crappy offense. And especially when you don't have an offensive line. They called the play. Chris L. says, this is just wrong. What, Cam Flo? Alexander Perez says, who's Cam Flo? It's Flo, dude. He just looks like Cam Cameron right now. Once a Cam, always a Cam, says Darren Lee. Who the hell are the Finns beating this year with Cam Flo? That's a great question, man. Johnny Bones or Jimmy Bones says Gase Flo. Digging in the trenches says, who's Cam Toe? Dana Buse says, yes. Gary Jones, Cam Flo defense. I need 11 more games, NorCal says. He's with me. Wow. Jano's with me 11 more games. Leon Fresco says if he wins 6 more games, he's okay. He needs to change coaches and get veterans to decide. That would be nice. Ray also says need 11 more games. Wow. I'm getting more of the 11 games like me. I didn't think I would get more people. New item on the menu. Dougie Fresh chimes in with a super chat. Says Cam Flo burrito. It's salty, spicy, and full of unproven ingredients. Raphael Courtnight says he's Flo. Win out or Cam Toe. I don't need any more time. It smells like crap. It's crap, says Darren Lee. Chris Ortiz says, this has been an embarrassment. Cam Flo, I've seen enough. Big O, listen, bro, yesterday's game. Oh, no, we already read that one. I guess you repeated it. You said it again. Minkah was asked to do something he wasn't comfortable with, and he said, it's my life, my career. I would have done the same thing. Well, right now it's looking like he did the right thing. Big O, Shula's run was over. He was mediocre last 10 years. I know, Dr. J. I get that. But still, he still made the playoffs sometimes in the last 10 years. The Dolphins now make the playoffs once every 8 or 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Shula's worst years are still better than these guys. That's my problem. We still don't push him out. Just like when something goes wrong with the Heat, I get some of the people are like, oh, no, Riley's done, this, that. I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. We did that already once. We screwed up with Shula. You allow Riley to say whatever and do whatever the hell he wants, and he leaves whenever the hell he wants to leave. Okay? I'm going to take the bad and the good. It sucks to sign Whiteside. It sucks to sign James Johnson, all that, and I ripped him for that, but I never said fire Pat Riley. Whenever they make a mistake, I'll call them out for it, but I'll never say get rid of Riley, ever. Riley's going to do mostly great. Once in a while, things aren't going to go well because he's a human being. But overall, that mofo, okay, I don't feel like saying the word, but he's a bad mofo. And that bad mofo can make his ticket whenever he wants. So if he wants to leave next week, it'll suck, but so be it. If he wants to leave 10 years from now, so be it. And that's what we should have done to Shula. Because that's what he did for us. When you've given that much, it is so wrong for us to then question it and shit on it. And that's what we did to Shula. And I'll never do that, ever, to Pat Riley. Ever. I don't care if we go 2-80. Riley makes his own ticket in my book. Always. Forever. Big O, do you think Shula would ever stay, and how many more years? I think he would have stayed at least another 5 to 10 years. Yeah. I think he would have stayed right into the early 2000s, probably. Because you remember he had to figure out the salary cap stuff because that was new. That's what screwed Jimmy. Jimmy didn't have a salary cap in Dallas. So you can keep all your talent and take the same kind of skill set. But then the salary cap took over when he was here in Miami. And unfortunately, he did great in cleaning it up because Shula made a mess of it early. But yeah, that was going to be the monster that Shula had to overcome, is figuring out the cap. Because it was a different game. It's kind of like watching people try to figure out crypto. It's coming. You better adjust. But it's going to take you a little bit to kind of figure it out. Sergio Martinez says, they will learn here and make mistakes here. Then they will go to another team and have success. Yeah, the only thing is that none of the coaches, here's the thing. I don't know if you guys know this, but I've mentioned this a couple times. Once you become a head coach with the Miami Dolphins, you will never, ever do anything again as a head coach for any other team in the NFL. Those are the facts. Nobody ever left the Dolphins after Shula to go coach another team and have success. Adam Gase fell on his face with the Jets. But nobody else. Cam didn't do anything. Sprono didn't do anything. Nobody. Wanstead went to Pittsburgh and was okay at Pittsburgh University, but he never went to the NFL again. Saban never went to the NFL again. Right? None of these guys ever went and did anything after they've been the head coach. But if you're a personnel guy, you have. In fact, 3 of them are enjoying success. Hickey's the national scout for the Bills. Jeff Ireland is the college director of scouting, so he runs all the drafts for the Saints the last few years. And Rick Spielman's been building Minnesota for well over 10 years and gone to the playoffs a bunch of times. The personnel people have success. They go other places. George Patton was here. He's also running a team now. This is why I'm not so quick on the whole Greer thing. You know what I'm saying? But whatever, man. You know, you're entitled to whatever your opinion is. That's all I can tell you. All right, we are out of here. I got to wrap it up. Did 3 hours already, 3 hours and 10 minutes now. So I appreciate all of you out there. If you sent in a super chat, thank you as always. For those of you that sent in Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show, thank you all out there. As always, you guys are just absolutely phenomenal. I appreciate every one of you out there. You guys are just absolutely amazing. Don't forget to smash the like button. Very important to smash the like button. That is something that carries us and helps us immensely, whether you're podcasting or watching it on YouTube. We will see you tomorrow. Thanks to Sean Stanley. Excellent work there. And Omar Kelly. I love you all. See you tomorrow.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.